You've been promoted.
Astronauts blasting off. Right at the gate, Saf with the 7-month resub. What is up, Saf? What is up? Hey. What's up, YouTube? What's up, TikTok? What's up, Twitch? What's up, Earth? What up, what up? Hey. Let me get everything where it needs to be. Everything seems to be operating nominally. Here to party? Hey, me too. I love it. Let's do this. I still got plenty of leftovers from last night. Let's eat some weird shit too. Why not? Alright, I can close that. I'm gonna close that. You're up and running? Alright, good. You're up and running. Are you up and running? Bet. Yes, you are. Okay. Alright. Sweet. Man. Let's see. Let me turn this off because I know this is not supposed to be on. What is up? What is up? 7th month resub. That is crazy. Thank you for the 7 month. 7 months already? Wow. Wow, that's a long time. Alright. Lots of tabs open. Lots of tabs open. Let's see what else we got. All right, good. That's all running. That's all running. Beautiful. Beautiful. What is up? All right, let me see what I got here. Close that. Close that. I'm going to make sure my commands station is up and running just in case I got to regain control this evening. Let's move this down. That should be good. This up. Too many chats to keep up with. A lot of chat. A lot of chat. Okay. You guys all fit right there beautifully. Beautifully. What is up, TikTok? What's up, Twitch? Hey, hey. All right. Let me see. What else? I need to change this real quick. One more setting. Alright, that should be good, hopefully. Not cutting out too much. And let me pull up what I had. I don't know why it doesn't have the thumbnail for that's weird. Gaming news is the first thing I had on my list for the evening. I don't know about you guys, but I had something ready to go. Came to class prepared. I brought my pencil. And get the brain flowing with some caffeine. Lots of caffeine. The ship runs on caffeine. Bet. Let's see. I'd like to start off the evening by going through my Steam wish list, looking at games that I'm hoping are coming out soon, new games that are coming out, and creating a list of possible games to play in the next week. That's how I like to start it off. Gaming news. What's new? That's how I found that new ghost hunting game. Let me pull up my Steam here. Seventh month release, so that's awesome. That's awesome. How are things going, Saf? Black Saf, the first fragrance ever designed in space, for space, by space. Ooh, big reveal for Battlefield. Hold up. All right, that's not what I want. Anything on sale on the wish list? Beautiful. And all right, new and noteworthy. New game releases. This is where I'm going to start the beginning of the evening here. What is new? RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business? Potential? Potential? Oh, come on.
That building is technically outside of police jurisdiction.
I am heading there.
Just remember, we're cops. Don't make it a matter of revenge.
It will be a matter of justice. Those mercenaries are my unfinished
OCP.
Surrender, or there will be trouble.
New games? Hey, that's where I like to start it off. I'm trying to look. Everything new and noteworthy is this evening. That's what we're doing.
You're going down.
Alright, first off, if you ever tried to go back and watch the original RoboCop movies, oh, they're hard to watch. Oh, they're so hard to watch. And they did a remake, and the remake was good. It was just so too real. I don't know why it didn't pop off. I mean, it's the same actor that's in he's in the Netflix show, Altered Carbon. But I mean, the remake was good. It was just disturbing. And then the original RoboCops are just absolutely terrible. They're horrible to watch. This does look all right.
RoboCop is here, but he's not a threat.
It could also be really cheesy. Oh, there's other.
Who are you?
You have to save those people.
The mercenaries. What do you
What is that, Black Ray? Little Missy, OMG, I forgot Amazon Prime gives one free sub a month. It sure does. I used to, advertise that people could get a free sub with Amazon Prime. Hey, Little Missy, thank you for the sub. Hey, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. What's up? I'm just looking through the new games that are dropping this week and next week to see if I can fill my schedule for next week with new games to play. And then after that, kind of going through chat and seeing what chat wants to look at or talk about this week. Kind of a what's going on Terra. What are y'all into this week? Black Ray, thank you for the heart me on TikTok. Unearned on Twitch. That's how you get insta banned. On Kick, I mean. Goodbye.
Weapon drawn. I'll handle it.
Forever banned.
You only need to reach one place in this building to stop them.
I'm beginning the search for evidence.
The mercs were certainly hunting for the woman you're looking for.
You know why mercenaries are developing.
I was just saying, RoboCop movies were really bad,
Good
but
to see you, Murphy.
the game doesn't look terrible.
You failed as a blade of justice.
I do not reason with criminals.
Hey Troy, thank you for the 20 GGs.
Prepare for war.
What do you want from Miranda?
She didn't tell you?
I thought you were just a machine.
Your actions have consequences. Time to face them.
Potential. There's potential. RoboCop Rogue City unfinished. I mean, there's potential. I would check that out. Not terrible. Troy, what is up? The legendary Troy is here. Let me pull up. I need to have these ready to go because just in case I got to get rid of people quickly. Gonna be one of those kind of nights. To the dashboards. I gotta have my own dashboards up today so I can very quickly ban, delete. Very nice, very nice. All right. Let's have Twitch up as well. YouTube, Twitch, Kick. Love it. And then we will do this. Let's move you guys down to here. Give me a second. Yes, put you there. And put you there as well. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm going to start off real quickly just by going through new, upcoming, and noteworthy games. Just to see if there's anything that we need to be put on as far as gaming news. I'll start with gaming news and current events. That game was interesting. It did look interesting. I'm not against it. All right. There's all of my places that I'm streaming to up in case I need to go back to them and get rid of somebody. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. What's up, Seth? All right. Let's do this. Bam. Okay. You up there. Cool. So, first game of the evening, RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business. I mean, I would check it out. It's worth a playthrough. What was it, at $30? I mean, it's not a terrible price for a game. Not crazy. Not a crazy price. What else we got? Where was that at? It was recommended for me. New and noteworthy. New releases. I want to know what I'm playing this week. What are you playing this week? I have new games to play. I have old games to play. Dark Investigate. They're making so many. Hey, Sabrina May, what's up? They're making so many ghost hunting games. I have high hopes for Nox, the Nocturnal Occult Expedition game. But the fact that I can't get anything to work right. Okay, hey, I hear you. Yeah, yep. Hi, hello, hi. The fact I can't get anything working on it is what's up, man? Let's see what else we got. New and noteworthy. Whispers in the Dark. Are these new? Recommended new releases? Yeah, these are new. Okay. Yay. Let's see. Whale. These are all little Escape of the School.
Credits received.
Hey, Black Ray. What is that? I've never seen that thing before. Load Dragon Crown. Thank you for the Thank you for the Dragon Crown. Hey, what's up? Thank you, Black Ray. What is up? Thoughts on FNAF games? Okay. So the first one I ever played was on my PlayStation. I have Security Breach. I have 2 on my PlayStation. I like them. It's just a, well, I guess this one is a much different game style. This is hey, what's up, Rogue? This is a different game style. So this is like, not just like an observation game. It was definitely, Five Nights at Freddy's was my first introduction to kind of like observation games, style of games. So it was like, they're fun. They're definitely, I enjoy them. I enjoyed the games, enjoyed the movie. We scaring Astro? Yes, I guess so. I haven't played all of them, which I know is probably something I need to do. Just woke up from a nap. Well, hello, wakey, wakey. Something I would like to do, yeah. I would make a run through them all. This one was just infuriating. This one pissed me off. Some of the times the games that I get into that are not like, necessarily games that I play, it's because my kids are stuck on a level and I need to beat it for them. So then I have to basically learn the entire mechanics of the game, become goated at it, beat it for them, and then that's how I get into most games. That's how I got into Roblox. That's how I got into Five Nights at Freddy's. I had to beat the game, beat the level for my kid, help them get past the level. That's how I got into Minecraft. I had no interest in playing Minecraft. I only did it because my son wanted to know more about playing Minecraft, so I had to learn how to play Minecraft. That's how it works. Let's see. All right, I'm just kind of looking through games, and then of course, if you read the, title of tonight's stream, or if you were into the Discord, what's up, Geo? You know what tonight's about. So bring your links, your videos, your hot takes, your new and noteworthy, your educational, you're interesting. Bring whatever you want to talk about tonight, and we'll dive into it head first and go swimming. Geo kills everybody on TikTok. What is up, Geo? I wish Candyland would come out because I've been waiting to tell you to play it. Candyland? Candyland with a K? Candyland with a K? Candyland with a... Hold on, that's the wrong side. Candyland with a K. Comfortable here. We're gonna be nice and comfy tonight. I get to just talk to you guys and not have to worry about gameplay. I'm taking a little break from the gaming tonight.
Just the tip.
Sabrina May with the $10 dono. Just the tip. Just for a minute. Just to see how it feels. Oh, hello, what is this? Candyland on Steam. Let's check this out. What was the other game? I sent some games that I thought were interesting, and of course, not all of them are gonna be my style of gameplay. The horse racing anime girl game was not something I wanted to play. It just looked really interesting, and the fact that I saw so many people playing it was just, hey, Sabrina May, thank you for the likes. It was just an interesting game. It looked interesting. The other one was the 5 Hearts Under One Roof. I just thought that was just the style of games that I'm noticing now that are like they're like real video footage games where you're like, it's like not just it's not animated, it's not designed, it's like video camera footage, and then the game is based off of decisions that you make. I find those games very interesting. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure game. I like that. I'll definitely be interested in checking some of those out. Let's see what this is about.
When I created this place, I was inspired by one thing. Joy. This was not supposed to happen. None of this. But they wouldn't do as they were told.
please, not the horse game. I mean, yeah, I know. It's just, I just said it was entertaining to watch. Guess who got it back? We got to play, bro.
It was supposed to be a magical place
What we talk about?
where nothing could ever go wrong.
Ooh.
But as my brother once said, anything can be fixed with a little smile.
What is it about? I'm confused now. I did not play Until Dawn. Until Dawn on Fazbro. We got to play. Guess who got it back? Yeah, I play Faz in the mornings, weekday mornings, like early morning weekdays. I've been playing Faz. I did not play Until Dawn. Did I? I haven't played Until Dawn. No, I have it in my wish list. I just haven't played it. What? I agree. Watch the preview. It looks so good. I mean, it does look good. What is it about? Candyland is a single-player horror game in which you must outwit beloved characters that once brought you joy in order to escape the park. That looks good. I'm down. To be announced. It's on the wish. It made it to the wish list. Get to choose your own adventure. What is? Oh, Until Dawn is. I just got my Game Pass back. Sweet. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. You are a kid and you have to escape the robots. Okay. It's on the wish list. By Golden Lane Studios. Oh, this is their first game? Interesting. It's their first game. I'll support it. I'll check it out. That's interesting. Similar to My Side and Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. My Side, if anybody watched my Side playthrough, that was a game I did not expect to be so entertaining and fun. I thought it was amazing. I liked My Side a lot. I want to do another My Side playthrough because I know there's multiple endings. So it'll be something we revisit every so often. And there's updates for it that come out. So if you guys remember when I played My Side, which was incredibly crazy, which I think they just do for promotion. But the character from My Side joined my TikTok and was like chatting about the game while I was playing the game. It was absolutely terrifying and fun. What was another? You said Until Dawn. Do I have? I think I have it in my wish list. Oh my god, $60 game. It better be. I mean, $60. It just came out last year. Hold on. Before I even do that, we're gonna go. This is what I do every time I see a $70 game. If you don't know about CD keys, put you on game. $35 on, so that's half price on CD keys. That's half price. Okay, let's see what this one's about. Is this I think I watched the movie about this. Is there a movie about this? Their Instagram has more videos and second preview, I believe. I don't know when the second one. Let's see. Did they remake Until Dawn? It came out on PS in 2015. Until Dawn is so good. Is this the one they just made a movie about?
Where is he? Did he make it?
Did he tell you that?
He saved my life.
How did you end up in the mine?
And I watched him die.
What's in the mine, Sam?
It's like the Quarry. Same developers?
Tell me.
Dude, I thought,
This little game you're playing, so
I put the Quarry on, I figured, it would be entertaining for everyone to get the kind of, nobody seemed to fucking like the Quarry. I mean, I was having a good time playing it, but as far as, like, you guys, I don't think you guys liked that fucking game at all. It didn't seem like it to me. It was more like, turn this shit off.
diligently. Who is it that you most dislike?
Oh my god!
I told you, everything you do has consequences. And you think that these poor people are getting what they deserve? Now what gives you the right to play God? Why are you doing this? Maybe you don't like them as much as you pretend.
Hey, they're some of the same actors.
Stop it! If we can't get along for 10 minutes, then
Is
maybe
that-
we need a little bit of a break, right?
Dude, okay, hold on, I gotta look up. That's, what's his name? PlayStation's, I thought they were hurting. Oh, what was okay? Hot take review here. Requires PlayStation Network to play. I tried logging in. I'm stuck at the screen telling me to log in. Can't get to the main menu. Cool. Losing my heart thinking I can't play the game. Did you update this and change your shit? This story is both difficult and easy. Did you guys see the what is up, lady life? Hi. If you ever go on Amazon and you look up, reviews on things before you buy them, because that's what people do, is you want to know if it sucks or is actually a decent quality thing before you buy it. And then you get on Amazon and it's just a bunch of bots inflating the reviews to all like 5-star reviews, a bunch of fake reviews, a bunch of fake bullshit. That is now spread to everywhere. Not only when I was on Etsy looking at things, it is all a bunch of inflated fake reviews trying to pump up shit of a bunch of bots. That has now reached Steam, where you can no longer trust Steam reviews about games because it's just flooded with bots trying to make you, because most people just look for this mostly positive, little thing right here. This is what most people look for, and then go based on that for the game. You can no longer trust this. It's kind of why I'm going to be doing some of the games that I'll be playing. It's kind of like, I'll just get the game, or if it is, yes, it is Rami Malek. Okay, that's what you knew exactly what I was talking about. It's Rami. I love that dude. What is that? The fucking show he's in that I like so much. Oh God, my brain's going wild. Okay. Mr. Robot. Absolutely love this show. God, he's so good in it too. So good. I guess such like Fight Club vibes. Such a good show. Anyway, that's him in this movie. That's him in here. Okay. So anyway, yeah, you cannot trust Steam reviews any longer. They're being completely, just fabricated, inflated. So one thing I like to do on this channel now is actually put games to the test. Well, if it's got good reviews or bad reviews, we will test it out and find out exactly if it's a good game or not. Just play through it. Gaming reviews versus just gameplay. The Little Things was such a good movie. I love him in it. The Little Things? I think I've seen that. Have I seen that? Let's see. Hey, what's up, Flowers? Thank you for the heart me. The Little Thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was good too. Do you know what? This was really good too. The one he just was in. Is it The Amateur? The Amateur, yeah. I watched this recently. This was really good. This is really good. It's about he basically, I think, is like a computer analyst or hacker for the CIA or whatever, and his wife or girlfriend gets killed in a terrorist attack in like London or Paris or something, and he's not like a agent, field agent, but it's like, I'm gonna take care of this anyway. Good evening, Flowers. Thank you for the heart me's and the likes. Hello, welcome. This was good too. Yeah, this was. If you like The Little Things, you'll like Amateur. This was a really good show movie. I liked it. Okay, where was I at here? I like him as an actor. I mean, he's just good in most of the stuff that he's in. I do like him. Okay, on the wish list. What is this? What are they charging for this? $60 is crazy. I mean, it's $35 on CD keys. That's not terrible. Most of the time what I do is when I find a game, especially if it's new or old, I'll put it on the wish list. If I see it go down to, 85 to 50% off, I'll consider it. If it's gifted to me, I play it right away. And then, what's it called? Or I, go to CD Keys. Check out CD Keys and see if it's on sale. It's like right now, that game is $69 on Steam. It's $35.39 on CD Keys. Why pay full price if you don't have to? It's crazy. What is this here? Battlefield, maybe. iPhone Pro Max Air. What else? Until Dawn, the movie is coming to Netflix Thursday. I'm hoping it's good. I haven't seen it yet. I think I watched it. I don't know if I finished it. Yeah, I watched it. I did see this. So I've seen the movie and not the game. Is this just came out, right? Is this the one I'm thinking of? Hold on. Yeah. The hourglass and they're stuck in the house. Let's see here.
The future of your business is.
Hey, why did I get a default? I don't care. Hey, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Was that on Twitch? Where was that at? That was on Kick? Thank you for the follow. I think it was on Kick. Hey, thank you for the follow. That's why I got a weird notification. Thank you for the follow on Kick. What is up? All right, so I think I did watch this movie. Let me see.
I'm looking for my sister.
Yep, I did. I did.
Does she look familiar to you?
She's gone missing.
I didn't say that. Do a lot of people go missing around here?
I did watch this without having played the
Off
game.
the road. That's why people get into trouble.
I will tell you, if it's anything like it's preluding to the game, it is very, very gory, and I'm excited for that. It is very gory. All right, Geo. That's a different Geo. Gioni. What's up, Gioni? All right, I will take that in consideration. That's your Discord. Let me share mine here. Let's see. Copy. There's my Discord. Okay.
Looks like it too.
I don't mind working with other streamers, sure.
That's my sister's signature. Oh, shit.
Guys, check it out.
If there's any prelude to how the game is, it's gonna be pretty good.
Where's my car?
Where's Megan?
It's gory. It's very gory.
What the fuck just happened? We all got fucking murdered. And now we're here again.
It's a really good take. It's like a really good take on like a live, die, repeat, or like a loop style movie or game. Like sometimes they are good, sometimes they're shit. What is that? Live up to the hype. So like it's not, as far as the game goes, I have not played the game yet. This is not a bad movie. It's a really good movie. And without having played the game, I can tell you it's a damn good movie. It's like that loop style, that kind of like, you know, live, die, repeat, or what was that show that with that redheaded chick that was a loop TV show where you just, you know, have to repeat the same day over, Groundhog's Day basically, but in the worst way possible. It was really good. I am actually very happy that I do not remember the ending, because not remembering the ending of this movie makes me want to watch it again, which I'm excited for. Let's see.
I don't remember that happening last time.
Happy Death Day. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Happy Death Day.
Holy shit. Every night, something new is trying to kill us.
What is that?
How many more deaths do you have in you?
Nobody's made it past 13 nights.
If we want to survive, we have to make it until dawn. What is that?
Let's get it now. I'm just gonna grab it. Okay. Don't move.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that freaks some people out right there.
What? It's still in my face.
Yeah, that was good. That was actually really good. I enjoyed watching that one. Let's see. Let's have a default page to go back to. That's fine. I like that. It's fine. Did anyone watch Heart Eyes? That movie was so funny and gory. Heart Eyes? I freaking love Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out. Let me look here. Let's see. Here, where's Boom? I'll leave that on to get my attention. No. This stuff is just so annoying to me. Alright. And of course, anytime somebody redeems the hydrate on Twitch, so do both of my mods. Or all of the mods. All three of them. If you're a mod, you have to hydrate as well. So anytime you get spammed, we're all just going to be just drinking tons of water and peeing a lot tonight. Heart Eyes. What is Heart Eyes? Was it? I freaking love Heart Eyes. Heart Eyes trailer. Oh, I have not seen this at all. What is this?
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track of all my tasks. I start by brain dumping everything I need to get done in a list.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven.
I already know how. Okay, I was immediately. It just, you know, everything's going so good. It just seems so perfect. Let's ruin it. Do I have my Halloween costume for this year?
For the past 2 years, a masked maniac known as the Hard Eyes Killer has stalked,
hunted,
and brutally slain couples on Valentine's Day.
with no motive yet uncovered.
This is more than just murder. He's like Cupid with a kink.
We're being chased by a fucking serial killer.
Hey, you good?
Yeah. He's gonna keep killing people. We end it here.
Hey, come on.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day!
Don't get killed, all right?
What was...
Why would he say that?
Yeah, I'm down. Normalize releasing a horror movie for every holiday. Christmas, Valentine's Day, 4th of July. Bring a horror movie for every holiday there is. It just makes every holiday better. I think so. Hard Eyes, it is. I'm looking for that. February 7th. I'll check it out. Way to put us on game. Twat pussies. A comedy horror, I'm down for that. I like comedy horrors. I like horrors in general, but comedy horror movies is absolutely fire. No, let's do this. I like that. Heart Eyes. Let's see. All right. Let me just look at these real quick. Ba-bam. What are you sharing with me? Okay, let's see. It's on Netflix right now. I thought it said February 7th. Is it already out? Check your TikTok messages. I sent you a clip from that movie. It came out this February. Oh, I thought it was coming out the upcoming February. That's a lot of messages. Hold on.
Are cheesy as Are cheesy as
Is that what I think it was? Hold on. Before is there spoilers in this? Because I don't like to do that to people, especially if I haven't seen it. Is there spoilers in this before I continue? I mean, I did just see her throw a red floppy dildo at his face. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Was that what that was? Let me go back. Oh yeah, that's exactly what that was. That's exactly what that was. That is funny. That is funny. That is funny. What is this? Oh my goodness, the amount of bot messages I get on TikTok is ridiculous. No, I don't want nothing to do with any of you guys. All right, let's see. She throws a toy at him. Yeah, I saw that. This is the first thing I noticed. It's pretty obvious. I gotta know more. It has to be. I have to know. I have to watch it now. Like, why them? What is he doing? Who is he? Is it like a twist on like the old Scream movies? Pull this up. Then you. Yo, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Sorry, man. I gotta keep these. Let me move this chat over where I can see it better. I don't want to miss any of that. Let's put it on top of you. Put it right on top. I don't want to miss any YouTube chats. I need the love on YouTube. So anything I can get on there, I need to be very, very noteworthy of. What is up? Yo, oh, how are you, man? How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. He kills couples on Valentine's Day. It's really just not them specific. Okay, so he's anti-Cupid. I like that idea. That's a good anti-Cupid is a good superhero or supervillain. I like it. That's just the couple that gives him a run for his money. I dig it. You pick the wrong ones. See, that's the kind of Valentine's Day couple you got to be. If you know, cutesy, datesy, funny, but then when it comes down to throw down and kick in survival mode and kick some ass, that's the power couple. That's a real power couple right there. The fuck is that? Okay. Got some aliens outside. What else we got? Let me look. Okay. There's only one thing I want you to keep in mind. It's from the creators of Scream. I kind of already picked up on that. I kind of like immediately picked up on that. I'm not going to tell you what the hint is, but just keep that in mind while watching. You know, Scream was such a good movie when it came out, and it had so much success over like, 7 or 8 movies that it eventually came out with, that it was only a matter of time before somebody, you know, or at least the people that even created it did, you know, try to, I'm hoping it's good. Because, you know, a lot of times people try to recreate that the same energy from one of their original videos or movies. I mean, it doesn't live up to the hype. I'm hoping it does. But I also hope they don't just do, like, you know, 9 movies to try to drag it out either. Because some of those Scream movies fell off towards the middle. And then they had to revamp it. And, you know, it did have, you know, There were some good parts in there. There was some good stuff. What's going on in the world? LA nightclub, that's 4 hours old. Inside the long friendship between Trump and Epstein, gross. Trump sues Wall Street, Israel and Syria, police investigating man's death. Pulled into it, dude, no way. What is that movie? The new Final Destination movie. It's so good, and I'm such a picky horror comedy person. I trust your input, Rogue. I'm gonna give it the watch that it deserves. I'm gonna watch it front to back, probably twice. If it's a good movie, I'll watch it twice in a row just to let everything get in there and marinate. I have to look at this real quick, because if you watched the new Final Destination movie, if you've seen the new Final Destination movie, this headline instantly sticks out to me. A man's death after he was pulled into an MRI machine. Now, if you saw the image I put in Discord, I think it was in the Final Destination Bloodlines. Yes, there was an image I put in Discord of a guy getting sucked into an MRI. I think it was the meme from the movie, and I don't remember the caption on it per se, but I need to know about this. I literally just pulled up what was happened today. This happened today. This happened today. Police investigating a man's death after he pulled into a magnetic resonance imaging machine earlier this week. 61-year-old man was wearing a large metallic chain when he entered a MRI room Wednesday in Westbury, New York, while a scan was in progress. The chain caused the man to be drawn into the machine, which resulted in a medical episode, and he died from his injuries the next day. So when you see in the movies, people getting sucked into an MRI machine and it literally ripping pieces from their body or, disfiguring them horribly, that's not fake. Holy shit. I didn't think it was that. I know a magnet can be strong. I didn't know it was that strong of a magnet. NPR reached out. MRI scan created a strong static magnetic field to create. Okay, I know how it works. Excuse me. Gosh, hold on. I don't know. I have to look into that, Rogue. Let's see. Okay. Is there anything more to this? I have to know more about this. I need to know more about this. Man sucked into MRI machine by his metal necklace.
A man sucked into an MRI machine at Nassau Open MRI on Old Country Road in Westbury. Police say the 61-year-old went into the room Wednesday while a scan was in progress. They say a large metallic chain around his neck drew him toward the machine.
I'm surprised. Unbelievable. Nothing like this never happened before here. I mean, I never heard of...
Could you imagine? I mean, how strong of a chain and how big of a chain was it that it didn't snap and break immediately? Like, it just, because, I mean, it has to be a thick chain, and it has to have one of those, chain locks on it where it can't just be snatched or broken off easily. Because I feel like you'd be able to, stop the force and not just, hold on, 61 years old, too. I mean, I'd be interested to know what kind of chain it was. This just happened 12 hours ago?
Happened like this ever.
Nassau Open MRI has not commented on the incident, but this patient tells us,
I know when you go to get an MRI in here, you go get it done, and the door is normally closed. Nobody enters, so I don't know what happened.
We gotta look at safety protocols when it comes to MRIs at North.
I didn't realize I thought that was just movie bullshit. I did not realize they were that strong. I didn't realize that a MRI machine could actually pull you into the machine and fucking hurt you.
Shore University Hospital, which is not affiliated with Nassau Open MRI.
You turn this on,
You screen the patient, make sure there's no metal in the body prior to coming into zone 3 or zone 4.
Zone 4 is the actual magnet zone.
The magnetic field gets stronger as you get closer to the magnet.
To give you an idea of how strong it can be,
if I brought an oxygen tank, a portable oxygen tank in there, it would act like a torpedo and just go into the room and you would not be able to move it.
We do not know what kind of injuries the 61-year-old suffered in Westbury, but Dr. Pyle Sood laid out some possibilities.
If this was a chain that was wrapped around the neck, I could imagine any kind of strangulation injuries that could happen, asphyxiation, cervical spine injuries. If the patient
I can see that now that I'm thinking about it. In my mind, I'm sitting there thinking that he was just like, you know, pulled into the machine and then like, you know, it. But if you're trying to walk away and it just chokes you and crushes your esophagus or whatever, then I could see that injuries being easier to happen than, you know, it just like, you know, cutting through you.
Against the MRI, you know, any kind of blunt force trauma that we can think about could happen.
Wow, that's wild. Wow, damn. I gotta find that meme. Hold on, let me pull up the Discord. I gotta find that meme now. Oh gosh, yeah, this channel. I forgot which channel this was. A lot of good stuff in here. Is this it? Yeah, let's see. So this is what I think of when I see that, and you know, that's from the Final Destination Bloodlines. I think the caption on it was when she shows you what that mouth can do. That was just too funny. But yeah, that's terrifying. Damn, man. Damn. Whew. That's crazy. Didn't lady die during the screening of the movie? I'm not sure. Let me see. What movie was that? Hey, Troy, thank you for the shares, buddy. What's up? Thank you, Troy. Spreading the words. Does anyone survive roof collapse? A movie theater ceiling collapsed during the screening of Final Destination in Argentina, injuring a woman. The incident occurred in the Cinema Ocho La Plata. Cinema Ocho. That's in La Plata, Buenos Aires, on May 19th. A piece of the roof fell, striking a woman named Fiamma. She sustained bruises on her shoulder, arm, and leg. No, but did she die? No, she did not die. Oh, she just got bruises. Apparently, like a piece of the ceiling just fell off onto her. She didn't get like hurt badly or anything. Still a creepy coincidence. Could you imagine? I mean, this. Okay, I would put this in like the aspect of, could you imagine watching Titanic on a boat as it was sinking? Could you imagine watching Final Destination and shit starts going down in the theater? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how that's kind of like the vibe I get off of that. Could you imagine watching a horror movie and then people start getting stabbed in the theater? That's kind of like that goes. That's pretty creepy. A creepy coincidence for sure. Let me see here. Um. So I'm just in my little box. I don't really know what goes on in the world anymore. Did Scream did that? Oh yeah. Did they have like people running around in Scream masks in the theater to kind of like the beginning of the second one? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. I do remember that. And she dies in front of the theater, and then everyone just thinks it's part of the movie and shit. Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing something you thought was fake and it was real? Oh man, my niece, when the shooting happened in the Aurora Theater in Colorado, my niece was actually like this theater over. So if this is the theater, I think they were watching Batman or something. I'm not sure what it was, and the dude came and started shooting up the theater in Aurora. My niece was in the one next to the room that it was happening. Fucking rounds going through the wall, shots going through the wall. She was like in the next one, and like it happened in the theater next to where she was at, which is like what inspired her to become I don't know if it inspired her. I don't know if it was her reasoning for becoming a Marine, but she did become a Marine after that. It's a hardcore chick. What's up, Alyssa? What's up? Let's see. Man found after singing crowd. Striking crowd with his car in LA. Jeez. Kerr County catastrophe. Beginning of the second one. Let me see here. Let me move this over here. Alright, hold up. I need to run to the restroom for a second. Don't redeem too many hydrates. You may have to use the restroom. Let me see. Let me look for this real quick. Alright, let me go to the restroom real quick. Let me move this real quick. Just so I can see the date. In case I ever need to go back and look at these, I can at least look at the time and date easily. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay. What else? I like gaming news, entertainment news, space news, whatever makes your mind tingle. I'm all about the mind tingles. There's some topics you could put me on that instantly it's going to spark a dopamine release and make me just go down an entire rabbit hole about those subjects. I'm interested in causing that same reaction from you. You know, I get excited about a lot of things. How to this? Okay, this is I'm gonna find my own. If you want to bring shit to the table, I'll bring my own. How to buy a GPU in 2025? The fucking ability to find one is insane. I just had a friend today actually send me a picture of somewhere he was at that had right here the GTX 5060, a 5080, and a 5090. $4,000 fucking dollars. That's insane. That's insane. What were they, like 1,200 brand new? What kind of games do you want to play? I mean, a graphics card is something I'm needing and looking for. I'm just looking for the right one for my build, and I can't find one. I can't find the one I need. Hold on. NVIDIA's 5070 with a starting price of $549 on Newegg. Really? Maybe I could make that work. Let's see. The 5090. However, with this year's RTX 50 series release, other than the models like the 5080, 5090, there's no competition. It's safe to say NVIDIA missed the mark with this generation. If you're in the market for an entry or mid-level GPU, what did I say? The 4070, maybe I need to look at a 5070, 5090, not a 5090. Graphics card's a hot take on me, man. Like it's like kind of like a PlayStation came out. PlayStation 5, you couldn't find one. People kept going buying them in bulk and then trying to resell the shit. That's just the most irritating thing in the world. To try to go buy, something that you're needing, and then it's triple the price because somebody capitalized on a supply shortage. It's fucking infuriating. Let's see. Start from highest to lowest priced. $46,999 for the NVIDIA Tesla H800 80 gig graphics card. AI intelligent GPU accelerator deep learning. I mean, let's start from the crib with the crop and work our way down, should we not? $50,000 graphics card. $40,000 graphics card. I mean, this is for, obviously quantum computing, AI, deep learning computers. As we get down, okay, here's the first 5090 on the list. $15,000. The Asus ROG Astral GeForce 5090 32 gig DDR7. I mean, it's beautiful, but 15 fucking K. God. Let me work my way down to my let's get into my price range. Let's work my way down to my price range. This is not gonna be on this page. I mean, some of these are beautiful. That's just it's elegant. It's very elegant looking. Who makes that one? HP? MSI. $5090. I mean, yeah, $5090K. RTX GeForce Still very expensive. 32. I know what I can run. I just don't know. All right, there's a 5090 for 2800. GeForce 4070. That is actually, what is that? 12 gig. 4070 Super HDMI. Okay, that's not terrible. Refurbished is the thing, though. A lot of these are refurbished. That sucks. $4060. All right, so that's maybe not too bad. A lot of these refurbished. I'm gonna save this. This needs to go. I'm saving that for later. All right. Everything news. OpenAI's experimental model achieved. Don't get me started on the AI shit. Whether it's talking about AI bots, chat, companions. I mean, have you seen Blade Runner 2049? This is my future. This is my generation's future. This is y'all's future. This is what will happen in the future. You're going to have people that their closest relationships are with AI. That's going to be your future. We'll see how that goes. I don't think there's any getting away from it now. There's no getting away from it at this point. That's cool. A search engine that allows you to filter out AI images. That could be interesting for, DuckDuckGo is a good search engine. Netflix is already using generative AI in its original shows. AI video games are already a thing. AI map generation, AI enemies, AI everything. OpenAI is experimental. Now, I don't mind it being used for this kind of stuff, like math, equations, computing. That's exactly what it should be used for. Entertainment? I don't know about that. Takes away the art aspect of entertainment, if you ask me. I mean, pretty sure you can have entire shows that are, made by AI with no real people, actors, all the plots, the writing, everything. Automated entertainment. Automated, I guess, I don't know. That's a hot take for sure. How do you feel about it? You okay with everything? I mean, if it works, it works. If it's entertaining, I mean, what if your new favorite show? They didn't even tell you. Your new favorite show came out, you loved it, everything about it, and it was all AI, and you had no idea. Would you care? Unceremoniously kills off Xbox movies and TV store. You can no longer rent or buy TV shows or movies, but you won't lose any of your purchases. That kind of reminds me of not this. this the thing? Okay. Oh yeah, content or licensing. Prime Video purchases can disappear for a few reasons, mostly commonly related to account issues or content licensing. Okay, here's a definite hot take. This shit pissed me off for the longest time. This is why I went back to pirating. This is why I went back to pirating everything. How many of you have Prime Video, or any kind of movie service, Vudu, anything that you can purchase a movie on and own it for the cost of the low one-time price of $20 for a digital copy of the movie that you then can watch as many times as you need to without having to rent it or wait for it to come out on a different service, only to find out a year or 2 or 5 years down the road that a movie that you paid for through Amazon Prime or through whoever just disappears. And even though you bought it for however much money, you no longer have access to that movie. It is now gone. The first time I noticed, I was sitting there building a library on Amazon Prime of movies I would watch or want to own in the future digitally, and they started disappearing. Not even like I wouldn't even know. I would just remember, oh yeah, I want to go watch this movie again that I haven't seen in 4 years, and go to pull it up, and it's no longer in my video library. It has just disappeared forever. Only to find out that when you buy a movie from Amazon Prime, you don't own the movie. You just rented the license that they had for that movie for however long they had the content license. And as soon as they lose their license for that movie, the movie disappears from your Amazon library. With no refund from you, with no credit, no nothing offered to you, just, hey, that is now gone. When I first found this shit out and I noticed that movies were disappearing from my Amazon Prime video collection, movies that I had bought for, $10, $15, $20 through Amazon Prime and just wanted to considering, I have access to these movies now forever. I can now go back and watch this movie whenever I want forever because I purchased this movie through Amazon Prime, only to find out later that it just disappeared. And then I no longer have access to the movie. And half the time, I don't even remember how many movies I lost like this because doesn't have a number count on how many movies I have purchased through Amazon. I'd have to go back and look at which movies I watched when those movies licenses were no longer available to Amazon Prime and when they were removed from my Amazon video library without me even being notified or even known about it. The only way I would know is I would go back to watch a movie I hadn't seen in a long time, knowing I had purchased that movie and it had just disappeared. You don't own the content, you license it. When you buy a movie for a TV show from Amazon Prime, you're essentially purchasing a license to stream that content from Amazon servers. Amazon does not own the content outright. They can license it from studios and distributors. These licenses expire or are not renewed, leading to the content being removed from the platform entirely. An indefinite license is not guaranteed. So when you sit there, to me, that's very fucking misleading. If you go to Amazon Prime and you're like, buy movie, buy implies the intent to own. It doesn't say long-term rent. It doesn't say, rent for a year or rent for 5 years or, temporarily purchase. It says buy. You are buying the movie from Amazon Prime, but you don't own the movie. It just disappears one day. That's pretty much why I went back to pirating fucking everything. I don't know about you guys paying, how much you pay a month for Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Vudu, Crunchyroll, all these different services that, Paramount, that Peacock, that take turns trading licenses, and they know what they're doing. They'll put two or one movie. Here's 2 movies on Amazon Prime, but you want to watch the third movie. Oh, that's on this other service that we're not partnered with. So you have to buy multiple licenses or multiple, streaming platforms to watch all of the content of a series or movies. That is all done by design. So as soon as Amazon started doing this shit where I would purchase a movie from Amazon, it does not tell you when you buy the movie, or this was years ago when I did all this, that you would purchase the movie or buy it, and then all of a sudden it just disappears from your Amazon Prime Video library with no notification to you that the license is coming up for renewal, that Amazon is not renewing their license for this content, that the movie is just going to expire and disappear from your library with no like email notification or anything from you that's something you bought from Amazon and gave them $10, $15, $20 for, is just going to disappear. It's not yours anymore. And as soon as I figured that was happening to my Amazon Prime library, I just deleted my entire Amazon Prime library. I deleted my account, and I just went back to pirating everything like we used to back in the day. Why? I like to buy a movie or go see a movie. If I'm going to watch that movie 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, then I'll, buy the movie. That way I don't have to sit there and rent it over and over. But if you're going to sit there and take something I purchased from you away, I'm going to no longer purchase them from you. I'm just going to pirate them like we used to. They should refund the money back, but we know they won't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is the same kind of concept going on with, I don't know if you guys are aware of the Stop Killing Games initiative. So the idea is that, same thing with games. It's a much more long-term thing with games, but as far as servers being shut down for video games, let's say, that you are into a game and you've been playing it for years. You've bought the game. You've bought all the DLC for the game. And then one day they just shut down the servers for the game and it no longer exists. Well, you purchased this game. You bought it. You paid money for it. Not to temporarily own, not to play for a year or 5 years. You bought this game for life. Like we used to. Cartridge games. You bought this game and purchased it forever. But the servers get shut down for the game because they no longer want to support the money for the servers. They don't longer want to put that out there. And some of these games are unplayable without the online servers for them. So if you're not aware of this is the Stop Killing Games initiative. They're trying to get a million signatures or more for the petition to basically, what this initiative is asking for is when the developers of the game no longer want to or no longer want to maintain the servers for the game, or they are at the end of the rope, or if they would to get rid of the game, that they just release the server to be used in an open source, or to transfer it over so the game can still be played. The idea is that you purchase the game, you want to play the game for as long as possible, and them just shutting down the game. I think this is really big with the game. The Crew is one of the ones that it's a French-owned company. Copy the game. Hey, thank you, yeah. So basically, it's like you just, they release the ability to have the game still be played to other people to, don't just sit there and kill the game and destroy it and get rid of it just because you no longer want to maintain the servers. Same thing with these movies. Amazon Prime didn't own the movies. They rented and bought the license for these movies. You bought the movie from them, and then they're like, oh, well, we're done, streaming that. We don't care if you paid for it. This is the same concept. They don't care if you bought the game. They're just getting rid of it. This is a petition, I think, in the EU. Stop Killing Games. It's if you're into the gaming and you don't know about Stop Killing Games, you really need to be into it because your favorite game could be next. Something that you bought and played as a kid that you grew up playing, and one day they just shut down the servers and there's no more Phasmophobia because they don't want to support the servers anymore. There's no more, what's an online-based game I'm trying to think of? Any online-based game that cannot be played without an online server potentially could one day no longer exist, even though that you paid for it. Because when you purchase a game, they, according to their lingo, they are not obligated to keep the game operating for you forever. It is at their discretion when you purchase a game when they stop supporting that game for updates, for servers, all of that. This initiative is to kind of get to stop all that. It's to, we get it. If you create a game, it grows, it doesn't grow, you want to get rid of the servers. All this is asking for is make it playable. You don't have to run the servers. Just give it away to where other people can maintain the servers and keep the game being played. I don't know how I went from Amazon Prime to that, but that's pretty much the same thing. We're sitting here buying shit that's just disappearing, and we're not even throwing a fit about it. If you bought a computer or a video game, and you paid $60, $70 for it, and one day you just can't play it anymore, how is that and why is that okay? It's not. It's absolutely not. We're not renting long term here. We're not paying $70, $60, $50, $100 for a game just so we can play it for a year or two, and then they shut down the servers, and then we don't play anymore. What are other games they shut down the servers for that can no longer be played that people have paid for? Movies the same way. This shit will get me hot all day long. I acknowledge. That's kind of why I went back to pirating, mostly movies and shows, is because if I pay for a game or a movie, and then I pay for your service I buy that movie from you, and then you get rid of the movie. If I bought a movie for $25 or $20 from Amazon Prime, and 5 years later, the movie I paid for is no longer on there, why am I not getting a credit for a movie? Why am I not getting my money back? Why am I not getting a partial credit? Why are you just taking $20, selling me a movie, and then getting rid of it because you lost your license to stream that movie, and I just get to eat the $20 that I bought a movie for? I could have just bought the movie somewhere, a hard copy of the movie. I could have bought a physical copy of the movie and still owned it forever, versus you selling me a 20-year rental. Same thing with the games. I feel like if you purchase something and you own it and it is yours, that you bought outright, it needs to be at least playable or viewable forever. Yeah, they should refund you the money, and then we know they won't. That's how do you think they got to be one of the first billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies? Because you're just buying shit and they're not paying you back. Of course, the Amazon Prime thing transitioned into the Stop Killing Games. It just made me think of it. If you don't know what Stop Killing Games is, look into it. If you're a gamer and you buy or play online games, you should really look into the Stop Killing Games initiative and learn what it's about, because it's going to affect you at some point. It is these games that we play over long periods of time, when the servers get shut down. The idea is that either they change their ways to make sure you can keep playing the game if you want to support the game and keep playing it, or at the very least offer some kind of compensation for no longer offering the game. I think it's kind of stupid if you pay $100. Like the way I could put it into, like if they just want, how many hundreds of dollars that people paid every year to buy the new Call of Duty and to play Call of Duty. I don't think the newer Call of Duty games can be played without an online server, even the campaigns. I don't think you can just hop into the game with no internet and play the campaign. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I am wrong. But if you buy the new Call of Duty and you can't play the campaign without internet, without the servers for them up, that means if they were to shut down the Call of Duty servers today, a game you just paid $100 for would be unplayable. How is that fair? How is that right? If you paid for it, how is that even how is that even a thing? Completely unfair. Same with me and Amazon Prime. I will no longer buy or rent movies from any streaming service, from any movie selling, sit there buying a movie from Amazon Prime and paying $20 for it, and then one day, I am correct? Thank you, I am correct. Yeah, if they shut down the Call of Duty servers today, your $120 Vault Edition Black Ops 6 video game would no longer work. How is that fucking okay? It's not okay. No internet, can't play COD. There you go. How is that even a thing? And not just saying that they would, but I'm saying, let's say Black Ops 6 is your game. It's your forever game. And you paid $120 for it. You bought every single DLC that ever came out for it. You have every achievement in the game, every camo unlocked, everything. And then 10 years from now, they're like, okay, we're moving on to something different, and we're going to shut down the servers for Black Ops 6. You lose everything. You can't play the game. You can't even play the campaign anymore. It is a useless piece of hard drive that can no longer be used. That is essentially what Stop Killing Games is about. Stop killing games. Just because you don't want to support them forever, maybe we want to play them forever. And at least make it to where we can. Kind of went back and forth here on the whole Prime and movies thing, but one led me to the other. This is the same thing. This is where I started. I'm not going to buy a movie or play a movie or rent a TV show from a service that is just selling fake bullshit to you. You buy a movie from you, and then you can just delete the movie whenever you want. Why am I going to buy anything from you from that point on? I'm just going to go back to what we did back in my day. Pirate fucking everything. Run your VPN, download all that shit, and then not pay for it. I'm not going to pay you shit. I'm going to watch all my shit without paying for it, because why am I going to, if I'm buying shit from you and you're just deleting it off your streaming servers, and then you're not offering me a refund and just not even telling me that you did it, why would I even do that ever again? That's craziness. That's insane. I suggest everybody go back to pirating the way we used to. If you don't know what pirating is, it's where you basically download and stream the content without paying the people that are charging you for it. For free. You can watch as many movies as you want, as many shows as you want across the entire world, as long as you know what you're doing and you do it right. You don't have to pay for any of this shit. Why keep paying for them? Hey, Michael, thank you for the sub on YouTube. How's it going? I think it has to do with much more than just games. Like, obviously, the movies and shows. If you think about streaming services, if you, buy a movie. What if you bought a TV series on Amazon Prime? Or I think you can purchase shows on Hulu too. I don't know. I haven't had streaming services in like 8 years. I don't pay for that shit. Let's say you buy a TV show series. You buy the entire 8 seasons of Game of Thrones on Amazon Prime for like $190. And then one day Amazon is no longer stream. You can no longer watch that. Are you going to get your $190 back from Amazon for Game of Thrones? No. They're not even going to tell you they did it. Like, oh, we lost our license with HBO. We can no longer stream this content. If you want to watch your shows, you have to go buy it on another streaming platform. Fuck that. No. When I was younger, I would pirate games to see if I liked them before I bought it. Exactly. I wish games would get back into doing demos more. Give us a demo to see if we even like your game before we sit there and buy it. Or at least, something like Steam has, where you can return the game up to like a certain amount of days after you purchase it if you don't like it. I don't think that's enough time to know if you're going to like a game or not. Obviously, you don't want to sit there and beat the game and then try to sell it back. Let's be honest about it. But I think when it comes to games, I never really pirated a lot of games. I mean, it's not the developers, the games can be updated and fixed. So I always like to sit there and support games and stuff. When it comes to something like Amazon Prime, they didn't direct the movie. They didn't pay the movie. They didn't Amazon, if it's an Amazon Prime original, maybe they had something invested in it. If it's, a Hollywood movie, yeah. If it's a Hollywood movie and Amazon Prime is just streaming, Amazon Prime didn't do shit for that movie but buy the license and sell it to make some money. So I'm not really worried about, pirating something that's going to cost Amazon Prime, a couple bucks here and there. Nah. What used to make pirating so illegal back in my day was that people would get copies of, let's say you go buy a brand new movie on a Blu-ray disc in, HD quality. The first time we had Blu-ray discs. And you would go into your computer and you would rip the video or movie off of that disc, and then you'd make copies. And then you would sell those copies of that disc. Now that I'm not fond of, if you're sitting there, making copies and trying to sell it to make money, that's not what this is about. This is about sharing for free. So if I get a copy of, the newest movie we just watched, let's say it's movie. Let me think of the movie. The Amateur. Let's say I have a copy of the movie Amateur, and Hulu's over here selling the movie or renting it for $10. And they're not going to give it to you. You don't own the movie forever, but I can give you a copy that you can have for free and watch it as many times as you want, not to pay Hulu. That's what we're talking about here. That's what I'm talking about specifically. I'm tired of paying, paying money for a video game that you don't own forever, and it's not how it used to be. I still have my original PlayStations with the original games, my original Nintendo with the original games that I can play forever because we bought that shit to play forever. The Stop Killing Games initiative is to stop killing these games where, you purchased a game, you should be able to play it for as long as possible. And if the developers or whoever created the game no longer want to support the online service for that game, they need to find a way to transfer ownership over to where it can still be played forever. So you get to keep playing what you purchased, and you don't just lose it because they decide to. And like I said, thank you on YouTube for confirming this for me. The easiest way to put this is if you were... if you play Call of Duty, if they shut down the Call of Duty servers today, you could not even play the campaign of the new Call of Duty you just bought. You cannot play the campaign without internet access to their servers. It's not possible. So unless they keep the Call of Duty servers open forever, you will lose the game you just bought. The newest Call of Duty game today cannot be played forever unless this initiative takes more action and gets more growth. I mean, I remember when the Black Ops 1 servers got shut down and you could no longer play Black Ops 1. I think the Black Ops 1 servers are down. But you could still play the campaign. You still had the disc. You could play the campaign of Black Ops 1. You could play, you know, the campaign of Ghosts. You know, not just the online. They were separate. The newer games, it's all together. Like, you can't just sit there and play, you know, the campaign of Black Ops 6 without having their servers on. I know. There's my fuck Amazon Prime video. Taking your movies away without telling you is bullshit. I tell you, the first time I noticed, I went to go back and watch a movie, I thought I was crazy. I go to my video library and I know I bought this movie because I watch it every Halloween, and it's no longer in my Amazon Prime Video, and I find out that their license to stream that movie expired, and they deleted the movie I bought from my library without telling me or offering me any kind of refund or compensation. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. Some games will have server checks, so if there's down or no internet, you can't play it at all. Some games have server checks. Okay, yeah, there you go. So it definitely, if you're into the game aspect on this side of things, look into Stop Killing Games and that whole thing right there. Make sure you sign it, or sign the petition. Definitely stay up to date, because that is just happening. Like, that is happening right now. That is something that's happening. Let me finish the Amazon thing. I'll move into that. Indefinite license not guaranteed. The content is gone. If the content is gone, Amazon is not liable. That's the last thing I wanted to touch on. As stated in the terms of service, Amazon is not liable if you purchase content and it becomes unavailable due to licensing. So that means if you buy anything you buy on Amazon Prime, anything you purchase and you think you own, you don't, and they can delete that shit whenever they want, and you no longer have access to it. Now, if you were to reach out to them personally, I don't know where this is going. This is exactly why I pirate everything now. I bought a film, Amazon Prime lost their rights to it. I no longer own the film. Why does it say buy? Why does the fucking button say buy if you guys don't own it? You're not buying shit. It's a long-term rental, but it says buy. That to me is bullshit. I hope that something happens with this soon. Okay, Stop Killing Games. I think this is, what's the news with it? Because I think Bungie just responded to this like very recently. It has to do with hey, D from Earth, what is up? Thank you for the heart, Mies, and the love you so much. I love you too. Ubisoft under fire after new Stop Killing Game statements. Let's see what this is about. Nothing is eternal. Ubisoft has spoken about the Stop Killing Games movement, defending the company's shutdown of unsupported titles. However, the internet is not happy with this statement. Stop Killing Games movement, which aims to preserve offline play for all games even after the publisher's support ends, has united gamers in every genre, from farming sims to first-person shooters. As games shift from physical sales to digital copies, the community worries that they may not have permanent ownership of the experiences they love. Avid supporters have consolidated their efforts into a website which features a petition with over 1.3 million signatures and has sparked legislation that is currently under review in several countries. It should say rent, not buy. Exactly. While netizens are showing near unanimous support for the initiative, its emergence has broadened the divide between everyday players and the companies that produce their favorite titles. Well-known publishers, personalities such as Private Software have fallen out of the internet's favor, and after expressing distinct disapproval of the movement. After recent shareholder discuss, Ubisoft CEO is now experiencing similar backlash from former fans. I think this came after the first one, which was The Crew. I guess it was a racing game called The Crew. It says support can't last forever. Let me find. Hey, D from Earth, how are you? How's one of my favorite Terrans doing? I like how the Amazon Avenue is taking me down. They Stop Killing Games. I've been following this closely. Obviously, this one guy's catching a lot. This guy right here is catching a lot of shit. I think it's him because let me see. The industry lobby is against us. See here. Yeah, they're not happy with that guy. Let's see. The end. This is what revamped it. I remember I watched this one from 3 weeks ago. This is when I was first put on it right here. It was 3 weeks ago. This is my first introduction and first, like, I saw this video and this was the first thing I learned about Stop Killing Games and what this was all about. Sound is intense. Thank you. I am intense. Like I was camping. Obviously, a lot of your favorite YouTubers and streamers and gamers are all talking about Stop Killing Games. If this is your first, introduction to it, definitely look into it. Everyone's talking about how they need to stop killing games. Let me go back to where it started. Because a lot of the larger game corporations are trying to kill it. Because what that means for the gaming industry is the companies that come out with these games is going to cost them an extra $1, or they're gonna have to put something into play for the future. They're gonna have some way of exiting. When you create a game, they need an exit strategy now. Hey D, thank you for the shares there. They need an exit strategy. The idea is that if you just can't create a video game, let this video game grow to large proportions where everybody loves it and then go, okay, I'm no longer want to support this game and pull the plug and then just disappear. Not for something that millions of people have purchased and enjoy playing. Is saying it's not fair to the gamer. If the purchaser, the consumer. Where do I start on this? This is a big one. I like this. I'd be segueing into this. I love it. This is a day. I think we go further back. Let me find. This is the guy. I think he's one of the first ones that I watched. This is an hour-long video, but I will just look for the introduction here.
Hello. This is probably the final update to the Stop Killing Games campaign. Though I'm coming at you a little bit like a...
What happened here? What? Okay, hold on. Why are you not... Okay, well, let's do this. Bam. I don't know why it didn't, it just cut out on me. I think my camera's dying. It happened last time too, and it's been charging since then. Let me put this on a fast charger real quick. Hold up, wait a minute. Okay. No camera for a moment. Oh no, my glories. Oh, I didn't even know you were still there. All right. Okay, so what I was saying is, let me listen to this update. This is something new. I think I've kind of given a kind of at least somewhat intro as far as what Stop Killing Games is, and what literally got me onto this was I mean, all I did was bring up Amazon. I saw a thing on Amazon. It pissed me off that I bought movies from Amazon and they were disappearing from my video library, which is why I went back to pirating fucking everything. Because I'm not going to sit there and pay some billion-dollar company $25 for a movie just to rent it for a year or two. And then not, be honest about their side of shit. So that kind of segued into the Stop Killing Games initiative, which started with, believe it or not, this all started with World of Warcraft. That's where it all started from. If I'm accurate, this all started from World of Warcraft.
Time traveler would. It'll make sense in a minute. As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers. Now, we've gone about this in many ways, but it's easiest to divide this up by things we've already done and things we can still do. Because there's about a dozen things we've already done. Yeah, in fact, here's a list if you want to pause this.
All right, so let's look into this. This is something new. I think I've kind of given a kind of at least somewhat intro as far as what Stop Killing Games is, and what literally got me onto this was I think I've kind of given a at least somewhat intro as far as what Stop Killing Games is, and what So they're going about this the right way. Not like they're just sitting there just online complaining about it. They're going about this the direct and legal ways to bring to attention these large gaming companies and what we can do on our end when we purchase a video game to get the most out of it. Like I said, and I'm going to preface this. If you bought the new Call of Duty game every year like I do, I have been. I skipped a couple years because I'm just not interested in them anymore. But if you buy a Call of Duty or a Battlefield game every year, those newer games cannot be played at all, even the campaign, without the server, the online servers. If they, for whatever reason, chose to cut funding and pull the servers from any of the newer Call of Duty games, they are unplayable. Not even the campaign. The digital version is just nothing. You can't play nothing on there. Not even zombies, not the campaign, nothing can be played without the online servers. This is all talking about how the companies that create these games need to have a way out, an exit strategy for themselves if they want to, stop supporting and paying for these servers, that the people who bought the fucking game can still play it.
Going over this again will be a video in itself. I'll talk more about some of this towards the end. So that just leaves things we can still do, which are only 2 items. One is for the UK.
Let me go back to this real quick.
This.
Okay, so they submitted complaints to the European Consumer Network from multiple countries. Nothing happened. And this had a lot to do with the game The Crew, which I guess is like a racing game. I never played it. I just know about it. So, let's see. They submitted complaints. They took down the servers for a game called The Crew, which made this online racing game that a lot of people were really into unplayable. The game is just pretty much dead in the water. That's what sparked a lot of this, the initially Stop Killing Games campaign. Trying to get the game The Crew back. Okay.
Going over this again will be a video in itself. I'll talk more about some of this towards the end. So that just leaves things we can still do, which are only 2 items. One is for the UK to sign a government petition to bring this issue before Parliament. Though, keeping it real, I'm not terribly optimistic about this one, since the government response has been a mess by every definition. It's a long and boring story, but the short version is it's hit a bureaucrat.
Okay, so this is a very long video. I'm just kind of look for key parts here. There was a response from Ubisoft, I think yesterday or today, about this whole thing. Media coverage, tempting statements, common oppositions, response to pirate software. Here is
who goes by Thor. If your only exposure to Stop Killing Games has been this video, then you've been misinformed. This video is by someone who does not understand the campaign, has been trying to stop it, and has been making up what it is about. I am not saying that lightly. I will prove it in a minute. Now you might be thinking, okay, so some YouTuber got something wrong on the internet. So what? See, that was my thinking too. The problem is how incredibly influential this YouTuber has been. Remember that list of coverage on the campaign? Well, best I can tell, Thor's coverage has been bigger than literally anyone else on those lists, except Asmongold. And the only video Asmongold had on this bigger than Thor's was about Thor's video. So for all practical purposes, Thor here has been the #1 voice on the campaign, and he's been lying about what it is.
Yeah, straight up, like YouTubers basically just giving misinformation about what the actual video is, and saying that it's stupid. It's a stupid campaign. I mean, like a lot of the gaming YouTuber community have been talking about this. There's games that they're up and coming very quickly that will be no longer supported. Let's see. This is from Moist Critical 3 weeks ago.
You know what this is right here, pal? Huh, tough guy? You feeling lucky? Yeah, that's right. Spirit fingers. Do you know why? Because it's been about 30 hours since I last slept, and I've done 3 different intros, all of which crash and burned, and I am off my...
I see here.
Don't even really know what this is because of people like Pirate Software completely misrepresenting what the initiative was.
As a refresher, Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement to stop publishers from effectively destroying video games they have already sold to customers.
I'll pause right there. The simplest bare bones birthday suit butt-ass naked explanation for what this is. Stop destroying things that people have paid money to own.
Essentially, this is how I got here. I need to get my camera up and running. How I got here was Amazon and their movie library where you purchase shit. Like, you are sitting there saying that, that's a little different, I guess, when it comes to a video game that you purchase and you're owned. When you buy a video game, you're not buying a video game just to play for 5 or 10 years and then no longer be able to play it. This is, you are buying the game, and if they're not going to support the game forever, then there needs to be something put in place to where when they no longer want to support the servers for the game, that they can pass them off where they can still be played. Paying $120 for a video game that one day you can no longer play again is fucking crazy.
I think that is a very understandable, very reasonable take. Very agreeable. Now I want to quickly jump to a different spot in this video because I think it's important to have this in the beginning because it's something a lot of people have heard that comes from someone that is just wrong about it. It's the pirate software portion. Ross is addressing the video pirate software made many months ago. Ross even says that he didn't plan on doing that because he didn't want to be seen as using this for drama farming because it would start to make the movement look less of like a legitimate initiative and more of just like drama slop content type thing. But he finally starts talking about pirate software here because it's at the end of the life cycle of this initiative and it's not looking promising, so he's willing to do anything to try and set the record straight and hopefully start getting more momentum back to the movement because the damage pirate software did to it through his video was substantial.
This video came out right as we were building momentum. Then, except for one boost in Germany, the signatures started drying up like clockwork. Ford does not understand what Stop Killing Games is. Here it is in his words.
So for those who don't understand, the Stop Killing Games initiatives is basically, we don't want single-player games to have DRM that the developers can turn off and thus render the single-player games inactive anymore. This is what they want to change. They need to be specific that they're talking about single-player games that do not need a server to support them.
No.
And as much as they want it to be about specifically games where it is a single-player game that has always online functionality, it would impact every live service game that exists. Instead of just targeting single-player, always online games.
No, that's not what it is. Stop Killing Games includes single-player games, but nothing about it is specific to them. He completely made that up, and I have no idea where he got that impression. It's the first line on the website. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. But the movement includes all this stuff from earlier, and he was mostly talking about the initiative.
He didn't even get the Cliff Notes summary right. He missed all the QTEs and got the bad ending on understanding the initiative from the jump here.
So, where was that? Let me back up. 1 second. If there is a game that you play that requires an online server to be able to play that game, this whole thing affects you. Now, Stop Killing Games is not a new thing. It's been out for a very long time. It's just recently in the news because they're running out of like the end of, they're basically like the point where this is like push comes to shove. Either you get on board now and show your support for the initiative, or the gaming industry, as far as like the publisher side, is going to just roll right over this. And the games that you play and purchase and buy will one day just stop working. And the money that you put into those games are gone forever. And you won't be able to continue playing those games unless they give the server access away to the community where we can, the community can support it on their own. Let me see here.
Stop Killing Games, it is not the only thing Stop Killing Games is referencing when it comes to this practice. Pirate software is so hung up on it being single-player games that people lose access to, when that is a component of it, but not the entire focus.
Well, the short version is the initiative is about requiring publishers to have end-of-life plans for games they've sold to customers in the future. So when they shut them down, customers can continue running them without their support. So that's one thing Thor doesn't understand, but he also seems to think this is about converting multiplayer games to single player.
Transitioning an entire multiplayer server-side game into a single-player video game, which means rebalancing the entire experience around single player, rebuilding everything in the entire game. How are you going to do that with Final Fantasy XIV? You're just going to make all the raids soloable? Imagine the day that World of Warcraft shuts down, and suddenly you have to make it a single-player game for every individual that ever bought the game. That's what they're asking for.
No.
Because they would have to sunset live service games as a single-player experience. The idea that suddenly you need to make every single live service game playable single-player offline? No, dude.
Correct. No.
This part is more confusing than Finnegan's Wake, because nowhere in anything on Stop Killing Games has this even been like a talking point from anyone besides Pirate Software. I don't know where he pieced this puzzle together. Like I don't get it. Like if I'm gonna try and like really reach here and give like a chair at that one. But apparently a lot of people latched on to that talking point from Pirate Software as something that Stop Killing Games was asking for and how unreasonable it was. Which, if that's what Stop Killing Games was asking for, it would be unreasonable. But that's not what it's asking for.
Nowhere in there does it say that it's directly targeting always online single-player games.
Oh, he's so close. He's so close to getting it.
It is vague, and because of that, it will impact...
He never has that light bulb moment. Well, he is correct in that statement. It's almost as if that's not what the initiative is asking for.
I know this part is once again just reinforcing that he doesn't know what the Stop Killing Games movement is about.
Anyway, if you haven't already known what Stop Killing Games is about, this is definitely kind of like a crash course into it, of course. It is something that if you play video games, especially online video games that require servers to play those games, you should probably look into. It's not a new thing. It is a very old thing that is just now resurfaced in the news because of this one guy spreading a bunch of misinformation about what it is for. A bunch of people have been talking about it. I've been following this for about 3 weeks now, just kind of seeing where it's going. I think I just saw that, who is it? Ubisoft or somebody talked about it. Let's see. This is a day ago. Ubisoft chief confronted in person with questions about woke content and Stop Killing Games. In a moment that saw Twitter briefly become real life, Ubisoft CEO was face to face. I'm eating pineapple and strawberries and dip. Dude, I had some of that dip today. Honestly, Rogue, I made some of that marshmallow cream dip, and I had that today as a snack. It's become a staple. Thank you for putting me on some game. Obviously it comes to do with a lot of business stuff. It is not financially viable for these companies to support these games forever financially, but they sold you the game in the intent for, they're not going to support the game forever. You buy a game, you play it, and then one day the game disappears, and all that money you spent for that game, invested in it, time and everything, is just going to disappear. The initiative is to basically find a way to have an end-of-life plan for these games, whether it's, a refund or a way to keep playing the game. Let's see. So it was face-to-face with shareholders and a gamer who pressed him on the two most strident online criticism against the company. One expressing, I don't know that word, animus. Animus? What does animus mean? Let me put myself on some education. Hostility or ill-feeling. Where was I? Over the Black Samurai in this year's Assassin's Creed Shadows. The other about popular web petition decrying game publishers surrendering aging online games unplayable. Woke or not woke, the shareholder asked Ubisoft CEO during the Q&A portion of the company's annual shareholder meeting in Paris via an official live translation of the event. On later from the same questioner regarding the Stop Killing Games movement, do you support that petition? I share the full question of his lengthy answers below. Spoiler, he did not take the woke bait and said, we want to showcase characteristics with heroic journeys. As far as the petition, he says the company is working on the online games issue. But first, some scene setting. Ubisoft annual shareholders occurred July 10th, which was just 9 days ago, and began in standard fashion. Ubisoft Chief Financial Officer Frederick, I can't pronounce these names, seated at the table, blah, blah. While such events don't usually involve any new game reveals, he did mention upcoming launch of a Ghost Recon game. Okay. Let's see. The CEO were asked about Assassin's Creed's budget. That would only say it exceeded $116 million. They were asked about lessons learned from the Star Wars Outlaws failure. They were asked, I'm very unhappy with the catastrophic share price with minus 40% over 10 years. What they thought of Riot's multiplayer game Valorant. And they were asked about current employees are interested in making any more AA scale games to offset the risk of more expensive productions. Full exchange below. Thankfully, here at GameFile, I have possibly unhealthy interest in visiting video game companies, investor relation websites, and I'm here to report on what happened. Keep reading with a trial. Okay, come on. Add a pay block. Not cool. Let's see. Gamer Radar. It started with this game. So, Ubisoft shut down racing game The Crew in 2024. Regarding the petition, we operate in a market. And whenever we release a game, we provide a lot of support for that game. We also provide a lot of services to make sure that the game access is available and remains playable 24/7. Information regarding the game and how long the game can be played, though, doesn't go into specifics about those notices, how those notices work. A Crew did have a badge on its front box noting online connection required, and a notice in fine print on the back. Ubisoft may cancel access to one or more specific online features upon a 30-day prior notice. Whether those sorts of notices are legally sufficient will likely be put to the test in the EU, at least after Stop Killing Games petition has passed its final deadline at the end of the month. Let's see. All video game publishers are faced with the issue. You provide a service, but nothing is written in stone, and at some point the service may be discontinued. Nothing is eternal, and we are doing our best to make sure that the things go well for all players and buyers, but obviously support for all games cannot last forever. It's of course true that no game can be supported forever, but forcing companies into perpetual updates that isn't what Stop Killing Games is trying to do. The goal is to get publishers to implement an end-of-life plan to modify or patch the game so that it can run on customers' systems even after the servers have been shut down. This notion is at least somewhat sympathetic to Ubisoft, since the company has already announced plans to introduce an offline mode for The Crew 2. That doesn't help the original Crew, though, after other dead Ubisoft games, including X-Defiant. So, like I said, this all stemmed to me from the same thing with movies. If you're purchasing something and these companies can just basically kill it whenever they decide they no longer want to support it because their shareholders are not making enough money off of it, then obviously this is going to affect anybody that wants to if you're sitting there buying a game, an online game, like I said, the main one, if they're going to, because it's if Call of Duty wanted to shut down servers today, even the campaign mode of Call of Duty would be unplayable, zombies, all of that. So the idea that these companies need to be putting an end-of-life plan into these games that we're paying hundreds of dollars for is not insane. Ubisoft has since filed a motion to dismiss the complaint, but it remains unresolved. Yeah, fought back against Stop Killing Games, claiming the live service have to end eventually. When did the crew come out? I'm interested in that. So the original release of the game was 2014. So in less than 9 years, anyone who bought the game can no longer play it. What was the original cost of the game? $90. $120 if you got the Ultimate Edition. Okay, so the standard edition was $40, $35. So if you bought this game for $120 in 2014, you can no longer play the online versions of it. Hey, hold on. This dog needs to go outside. Give me a second. I turned this off. Not a mare. Is your UV on the light switch from you touching it? No. You really like touching my camera. Are you a Raiju? Because Raijus like to touch electronic equipment. And you did respond to the spirit box. After I forgot to click till now. You can't be a Raiju. Ghost Riding was on there too. And you're touching a lot of shit. Are you a Pulte? Are you a Pulte? Are you a Pulte? Pulte would be UV. Let's see. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. Getting a Pulte reaction, a Pulte blow would be nice. So, yeah, the guy behind it, the movement has been going on for over a year. Yeah, straight up craziness. That's just, to me, like, it's infuriating. Like, there's some games I bought that I haven't personally had to deal with it yet, but I'm sure eventually. I think the closest thing I would have to know what day they shut down the servers for Black Ops 1. They even shut them down? When did they shut down the servers for Black Ops 1? Are they still up and running? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Why are you doing this? Stop it. Okay, it's up. No specific. So even like these servers for Black Ops 1 are still up and running, which is awesome. Okay, hold on. While online servers for Zombies mode were discontinued in 2022, multiplayer servers remain active on Xbox and PlayStation 3. PC can also play, but don't have dedicated servers. So that, I mean, that, when was that released? That's actually awesome that that's still going. I imagine it won't be forever though. So it was 2010. So like, what was it? That crew game was only 2014. That's 9 years. These servers are still up 15 years later. If I would be definitely pissed off if I was playing, if I was a guy who liked to play the crew a lot. If that was your game and then all of a sudden the servers are just gone, yeah, that pissed me off. I would not be happy about a game that I purchased and paid $120 for the Ultimate Edition, and then you can't even play more than half the game anymore because they decided that the money they were making from the servers were no longer enough for shareholders, and they just shut down the game. All right, where was I? Was this?
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how I keep track.
No, not you. This is 12 days ago. This is 1 day ago. Some James Lee animation. Let's see. This is the most recent video he's put up.
Hello! I have a development on the Stop Killing Games campaign. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's recently crossed the 1 million signature mark, though I'm assuming nothing. In fact, I've been given stats that there was a previous initiative that had 250,000 of its signatures invalidated. And I could see us setting a new record there. So keep signing. That's the first thing. Second, for anyone who doubts how powerful this initiative can be, we now have a lobbying group issuing a statement about us. Do you think if we had no chance of changing things, we would have lobbyists coming out against us? Well, a big one is Video Games Europe. Best I can tell, this is essentially the voice of the industry. So of course they're going to be against any proposal we make, because they're ideologically opposed to us being able to retain our games. I really can't emphasize that enough. Even if every developer in the world was for our proposal, the industry would still be against it. Because it's not developers who make most of the big decisions. It's shareholders and companies worth billions. So with that in mind, let's go through this statement quick by our opposition here.
I think in order to sign the petition, you have to be a resident of Europe. I'm not sure on that. I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure it's like this is the European. It's starting there. I think it's not. I think you have to be a European resident or have a European citizenship to sign the petition.
We appreciate the passion of our community. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable. Well, I have great news for you, Video Games Europe. We are in no way seeking to impede your right to discontinue online services. We are saying you can shut down your games whenever you want. But you have to do that responsibly, in a way that doesn't take back rights you already sold to customers. Yeah, some people forget that companies have to sell you some rights to begin with to even play the games. We understand that it can be disappointing for players, but when it does happen, the industry ensures that players are given fair notice of the prospective changes in compliance with local consumer protection laws. Okay, well, first off, I'm not a lawyer, but this guy at WBS Legal is, and he thinks Ubisoft probably broke the law when it shut down the crew, giving players only 3 months' notice, when they should have given more like 2 years. Yeah, you know, Ubisoft, one of your members. So this is probably a false statement out the gate. But you know what? That's not even our issue. So I don't even care how much notice you're giving to players. What I care about is that you're not depriving them of their purchase. Private servers are not always a viable alternative option for players, as the protections we put in place to secure players' data, remove illegal content, and combat unsafe community content would not exist and would leave rights holders liable. Okay, several things here. We have to break it down. Private servers are not always a viable alternative option. So they're saying for a new game concept, which hasn't even been made yet. Sometimes there is no way they can add an end-of-life plan to the design? Their programmers' fingers simply can't type that? I would love to see them say this to a room full of developers.
Right?
I think
What's
the
up,
industry
YouTube? Hell
would
yeah.
be surprised how viable it was if the law said you can't take back the limited license rights you already sold to the customer. And this next part. Yes, this part is true. Players will absolutely be getting a rougher and more wild experience playing an unsupported game. I happen to know a thing or two about that. So yes, that's the nature of anything unsupported. That's not a good excuse to destroy what people paid for. It just means they're on their own. But then they say this part. It would leave rights holders liable. Okay, I am not a lawyer, but my first impression is this strikes me as very not true. The way I read this, they're saying they are incapable of writing an end-user license agreement that absolves them of all liability on shutdown. Like planning for end of life, apparently it's just not possible. So me, as a layman, I'm wondering what's the problem with adding a line like this to the EULA? Once our company ends support, we are not responsible for any and all issues that arise from users continuing to operate the game in a discontinued and unsupported state, and absolve ourselves from any and all liability pertaining to its continued use.
I'm really, what this has to do with like any game that you pay for and that you're playing, and they can just shut down at any point in time. I guess, like, you know, obviously the Black Ops 1 servers, if they're still up and running, that's 15 years later. That's awesome. But the crew is only 9 years old. It was only a 9-year-old game, and they gave a 30-day notice and then shut down the servers. I mean, if you paid however much money, imagine you paid for the Ultimate Edition, which is $120, and then you bought all the DLCs. You had money invested in the game. You know, it's not these days. It's not unheard of to have hundreds of dollars invested in the game. If you bought skin packs, if you bought cars, if you bought DLCs, all the stuff you got invested, and then they just shut down the game and you can no longer play it. And then you get no offer of a refund or a chance to get your money back. They just made their millions of dollars and they're out. They're out the door. That would piss me off. Absolutely.
There's probably a better way to say that, but you get the idea. They seem to be saying a line like that is just impossible to write. See, I'm puzzled by this because as a consumer, I've seen all kinds of things have support end, but I still get to keep them? I'm just on my own. That's a very common thing. I think we need a lawyer to weigh in on this. So if we take them at their word, it sounds like they're concerned about protecting customers. Okay, but their solution is customers must have their purchase taken away from them forever. We have to destroy our customers' games to protect them from themselves. I normally don't like to use this phrase because it's thrown around too much, but this is beyond nanny state. This is more like Terminator state. Take a game like Star Siege Tribes. For all purposes, that's a game intended to run online with other people, or over a network at the very least. It was discontinued in 2004, but you can still run it today, online. This lobbying group seems to be saying that's a liability. No one should have been permitted to run this game after 2004, and it's a mistake that this game is still allowed to exist because of the risk to consumers. We would have destroyed every last copy of it back in 2004 if we could have. We couldn't then, but we can now. So that's our business model with new games. See,
that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, dude.
Hostile to both customers and preservation. So my question is, why can't we allow customers to continue playing the game, but adding a splash screen saying something like, "Warning, this game is no longer supported. Running it could represent a risk to your security. We assume no liability for what may happen as a result." That strikes me as a reasonable compromise. In addition, many titles are designed from the ground up to be online only. In effect, these proposals would curtail developer choice by making these video games prohibitively expensive to create.
Hey,
okay, this part is a little more complicated
what's up, Snarks?
Because every game is different.
What this is basically saying is, like, you know, the games that we purchase in the future from here on out, there's a large potential for the games that you buy. This is going to be make me a lot more cautious in the games I do purchase. You know, if you start making large purchase games, like large expensive game purchases, and to know that, you know, if the games, the developers themselves don't have an exit strategy for the game, they could potentially just not exist one day. I mean, I'm glad a lot of the servers of the games that I play are still up and running, and I feel bad for anyone that is a part of this, you know, that on the wrong side of this, where you bought a game and you invested a bunch of money, and then they just decide to shut down the game, the support for the game altogether, and you can no longer play it. But going forward with all of this happening right now, there's potential for a lot of games that when they come out, they're going to have to let you know up front, like, hey, we are only going to support this game for X amount of years. After that, you are on your own, and you could potentially be, you know, getting a game that you buy in 5 years that they shut it down. You would want to know that going into the game, how long it's going to be supported for. Hey, what's up? Hey, hi.
But when I see this, I'm thinking of auto manufacturers saying how they can't afford to make cars if they're required to include seatbelts in them, because no one ever made that argument back in the 60s. However, I think there is a big piece being left out of the discussion here. A whole lot of the complexity and cost of making an online game comes from all the microservices involved. And guess what? We don't need the vast majority of them for an end-of-life build. I talked to a developer and he gave me a big list of examples we don't need. Payment processing, anti-cheat, analytics, voice chat. There's so much here that's not necessary to just run the damn game. In fact,
it's a similar thing with the new Switch. If you think they're doing something you shouldn't, they're locking you out of the device and the games that you paid for. Really? That's happening with the new Nintendo Switch 2? I have to look into that. Locking you out of the game. So I'm just saying, like, if I was to buy a game, like, obviously we don't, and he's not even, what they're saying is they're not expecting the game to be playable forever. They're saying, you know, if you spend this much money on a video game, which the video games cost so much money nowadays, that's why, I mean, I usually buy them at discount or half price, or, you know, wait till they go on sale. I don't want to pay so much money for a game. And then to know that, like, it'd be like them shutting down the servers of Fortnite, and then one day you can just never play. Fortnite's an online-only game. If they ever shut down the servers of Fortnite, all of those skins you bought are gone forever. Like, I mean, let's just think about that. Either Fortnite goes on forever, or they give the rights to the servers away. Otherwise, all the skins people have been buying for Fortnite since day one are no longer going to be accessible or even usable. People have already sold bricked Switches. I'm going to look into that. Let me finish this video. I'm going to look that up.
We are not asking
I don't play a lot of Switch
of
games.
the game.
Hey, Serena May, thank you for the
game logic from main gameplay.
Thank you for the confetti.
Functionality. Except even that's not true. We're not asking for that directly. We're asking for the same rights we already bought for the game, which they can probably fulfill.
A full working game, yeah.
2%, as he puts it. So let's cut out all this extra crap before we start talking about how cost prohibitive an end-of-life build is. Now, that does mean designing games so it's easier to turn off all these microservices is a very good idea. And that also means it may not be practical for some existing games. Good thing for the industry, the initiative is not retroactive.
Hey, thank you for the 20 roses.
Most publishers already have a local test environment for a game, which I'm told is bad practice not to. That's half the battle right there.
That's a lot of shit.
Statement? No, this one is meme level. I do not believe the industry when they say this is so expensive it's not possible, especially when it's been done many times before. This is seatbelts all over again. And how about getting input from big European developers not on this
Hey,
list,
thank you for
like
the
CD
GGs.
Projekt or Larian. We welcome the opportunity to discuss our position with policy.
I mean, this affects anyone that plays video games, because eventually the outcome of this is going to affect all of game manufacturing and game production in the future. Like, what happens with this Stop Killing Games initiative and what the EU decides to do with it is going to affect how a lot of games are made in the future. And you may not be as so invested as to buy a game from somebody that you know is going to one day kill support for the game. And the fact that Nintendo's the Switch is, so I also, hey, So where this whole conversation started was a tangent I got off on about movies that I had purchased from Amazon Prime that one day just disappeared from my video library after I had bought the movie. It didn't say on Amazon Prime, you're renting the movie for 4 years or 5 years or until we lose our license to share that movie or stream it. It said you're buying the movie. And then one day the movie just disappears from your library and no longer exists, and you don't have access to that movie anymore through Amazon Prime when you purchased it from Amazon Prime. That got me onto this whole Stop Killing Games initiative. Now I'm about to segue into Nintendo.
Yeah, I bet you do. And those who have led the European Citizens Initiative in the coming months. Well, they'll probably be glad to know that's actually not me. I am not the official spokesperson for the initiative. I'm ineligible. I'm more of a super promoter. The reason I'm making this video is I want to inoculate people against these bad faith arguments. Remember, everything they're saying here is their excuse for taking away your purchase with no time frame given and destroying it forever. Is this a good enough excuse for you? It isn't for me, especially when they're lying. I think that's worth taking into consideration. And on that note, they also released the longer statement. But do I really need to go over this? Why providing continued support do not work for all games? Oh, we're back to the classics. Okay, so they don't even understand what we're asking for. You know what? I'm gonna let them figure it out. I've played that song enough already. If I have to explain that a 500th time, I want it to at least be to someone who's not being paid to undermine us.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to be lobbying politicians with this, I'm assuming, but we can try and do our part too.
If you think about it this way, video games is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so along with that, if it is about corporate entities and shareholders and profits. So if it's not in their best interest to make more money, they're not going to give a shit about you and what you bought and what you think you have rights for. I don't know if you found a fix already, but remember you've gotten a copyright. Yeah, I did. I thank you for that, Snarky. The strike I got was just from playing a video without commenting on it. As long as I'm commenting, we're in our rights here.
If you're super motivated on this and are part of the EU, you can contact a member of European Parliament and tell them about the initiative.
You do for this exact initiative, for this petition. You do have to have a European citizenship. It has to be. This is the EU petition. So just in case you were wanting to jump on board like I am, you have to be a member or a citizen of the
There's
EU.
A link in the description below. Just pick one for your country, and I'm just relaying this next part. I have no idea myself, but I've been told you should maybe avoid PFE and ESN, as they're not known for doing things, is how it was explained to me. And the last bit of advice is a lot of email to them gets buried. So if you want something that stands out, this title was suggested to me. 1 million plus sign European Citizens Initiative. Stop destroying video games. Help us protect gamers' consumer rights. And that's all I have on video.
Yeah, that's so let me look into that. I didn't even hear anything about that. Let's see. New Nintendo Switch. Locking out. Nintendo Switch can become unresponsive or locked out due to various reasons. System freezes, glitches, software glitches, or issues with the console. Okay, that's maybe not that one. You said if you're doing something you're not supposed to. Locked out of games and new updates can be switched locked out. Nintendo Switch. Is it the Switch 2? What's the verbiage I need to use here? If they're locking you out of the device for games that you paid for, let me see here. Nintendo Switch 2 consoles are being rendered unusable or bricked due to Nintendo's anti-piracy measures targeting the use of MIG Switch flash cartridges. These cartridges used for playing unofficial game copies trigger a ban on consoles' online functionality. Affected consoles display an error code and cannot access digital games, updates, or online multiplayer. So I guess if you know what we're talking about is trying to, pirate, which is, I'm a big pirater myself, space pirate. Not with games though. I don't pirate games. I will pay for a game. I don't pay for shows or movies more than once. I'll pay for it the first time. I'm not paying for it the 10th time I want to watch it or repurchase it thanks to Amazon's bullshit. Can Nintendo? Yeah. So, I mean, if you're playing, I could see this. I mean, if you're playing a stolen copy of a game, I think, what was it? Apparently messed up cartridges can trigger it. See, that to me is like, that should have an avenue of a fix. Like if you have a damaged cartridge or something wrong with the game and it bricks you and it's all like, authentic, genuine, you weren't doing anything wrong, I imagine Nintendo would fix that. If you're trying to, do a cracked or stolen copy of a game and play it and that's bricking it, I think that's fine for Nintendo to do on their end. I mean, it's, if you're stealing the game and trying to play a stolen game and it bricks your Switch, I don't feel bad for you. I don't. Buy the game. I mean, I know we're talking about how gaming industry or the gaming businesses are kind of screwing over the consumer, but that doesn't mean it does, two rights don't make a wrong type of shit. It doesn't give you the right to just go ahead and start stealing games. I'm okay with that. I believe, like if you are trying to do something nefarious and get around paying for a game and it bricks your console, that's the risk you take, right? Now, a messed up cartridge triggering it would be kind of messed up. Unusable brick these cartridges. So secondhand market games. Yeah, I mean, if you buy, I mean, I get it. I think, what was it? There was, when I had my PlayStation 2, I think I started getting, like, if somebody would buy, I would buy bootleg games and would have a cracked copy of, a PlayStation 2 game. And sometimes the console would recognize that it didn't have the right permissions in the game, and it wouldn't play the game, but it didn't brick your PlayStation and make your PlayStation unusable forever because you tried to play one cracked copy of a game. So I could see how that, I don't know. Yeah, I could see how that's kind of a shitty thing. It should be a way to undo it. You shouldn't be able to brick the entire console forever because you tried to play one game that didn't. Just to be aware of it for secondhand devices. Yeah, I mean, like if you try to play one game that it shouldn't brick your console forever. That's kind of shitty and messed up to do. I see that. I mean, there's gonna be workarounds for everything. I think the gaming industry has made enough money. It's gonna be, can you factory reset it? Can you get out of it? Is what I'm wondering. Is it brick, like, like a stolen phone, like a stolen iPhone with a blacklisted IMEI number can no longer be used again for anything. It's like almost like you have to go through if you have a stolen iPhone, you have to go through and replace the chips inside to make it usable again. Once it has been reported stolen, it can no longer be used. To do that to a video game device for playing a video game once, or trying to play a cracked copy of a video game, that's kind of some ho shit. I would agree that's some ho shit. It reminds me of, so this is going across this is like happening on every kind of consumer genre here. This was like not even that new. This is happening to cars too. I have a buddy of mine that's a mechanic. He owns a mechanic shop. Newer cars, like Mercedes, BMW, you're not allowed to open your own hood on some of these newer cars. I guess they're saying, you know, are restricted from opening the hood. It is actually possible, though we're not recommended. Okay, maybe it's not that one I'm thinking of. Is it the BMW one? The E, okay. It's not that one. Is it BMW I'm thinking of, or is it Mercedes? I could see that okay, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing, because that's different if it's got the electrical, you know, it's high voltage. You could potentially kill yourself just by opening the hood and touching the wrong thing. But there's another one I thought that you weren't allowed to open the... Consumer. Okay, maybe it's just the electrical ones I'm thinking of then. I could see that. I was informed it was something different. When I first heard it, it was kind of probably like a, you know, a hot take of like, oh, you can't open the hood on the new cars. You can't even work on your own car. I could see that unless you have like, you know, experience working on high voltage and there's enough batteries in there and a capacitor to instantly discharge and fry you, then yeah, you probably shouldn't be anyone should be digging into their own hood. Lock you out from opening the hood. Access by customer is not permitted. Only qualified specialists. It's an electric vehicle. I get that. Okay, I was on the wrong side of that one. That one I did not. I get that. It's an electric vehicle. Unless you are, unless you know what you're doing, you touch the wrong part. What's up, Seth? And if you touch the wrong part of the car with the wrench, you are going to become a barbecue. I get that. I was under the wrong impression of what that was actually entailing. And so yeah, the newer Mercedes, I guess on the electric vehicles, there's a little latch on the side, and you can put like washer fluid in, and like, you know, you can put some additives in, but you cannot access the you can access the car itself to work on it. I did not know that it was electric vehicles only, so I'm completely fine with that idea. Let's see. The Stop Killing Games initiative is something I'm going to be following for a while. That's going to be something that's I'm going to see. I'll be interested to see how it progresses. That's going to be a big thing for me, especially with the first time it affects you on the level of, you know. I'm surprised the Call of Duty servers are still up for Black Ops 1. That's actually kind of crazy. But I mean, I can imagine. Has anybody actually played the game The Crew before? Because I would imagine if you had paid money and were invested in the game like The Crew, and all of a sudden they took down your ability to play any online games, this is going to affect any online games forever. Like, it's going to be, it's definitely going to affect how online games are approached and played. And, you know, this is, like I said, a billion-dollar industry. If you don't know what Stop Killing Games is, definitely look it up and do your research on what Stop Killing Games is. And then definitely follow it. If you're a gamer and you play online games, any game really, let's see, you're thinking BMW. Yeah, I'm thinking not Mercedes. Is it BMWs? Is it BMWs I was thinking of? Okay, so let me go back. If you're a gamer and you pay for video games, definitely follow closely the Stop Killing Games entire initiative. While it has not affected me directly yet, it doesn't mean it won't. The way I could easily put it into terms is games like the newer games like Call of Duty, the newest Call of Duty game, cannot, which it's not affected Call of Duty yet, obviously, because the Black Ops 1 servers for multiplayer from 2010 are still online. But essentially, just because you pay $150 for a game and you buy all the DLCs, they can turn off the servers to these games, rendering them unplayable anytime they choose to, with no reimbursement due to you whatsoever. It is completely at their discretion when they turn off the servers for these games. And with the online Stop Killing Games initiative is just trying to say that the games that we're paying hundreds of dollars for need to have an end-of-life plan for when they decide to stop supporting the servers, that the games that we paid for are still playable. That's all it's saying. That needs to be... Okay, let me see. Was I thinking of BMW? BMW replacement. Okay. The other thing I like about BMWs, I know you're a BMW. Are you a BMW guy or a Mercedes guy? You can't. You have to pay a subscription. Let me get to one thing at a time. Let me one thing at a time here. Engine access for consumers. BMW replacement key. Is it BMW I'm thinking of? Comfort access not working. Engine. Okay, everything you know about BMW. Man, that's not the one I'm thinking of. That's also BMW. Mercedes guy. I thought you were. Yeah. Let's see. BMW. That's not what I'm... Okay, so... BMW owners might encounter difficulties opening their car hoods. Okay, that's not it. That's not what I'm thinking of. I do know what BMW does is... BMW subscription-based... features. This shit is wild. If new cars start adopting this microtransaction style... Like, I feel like they stole this from video games. You buy a car, you want to have remote engine start, traffic camera information, heated seats, heated steering wheels. These are now on some vehicles subscription-based features where if you don't pay your monthly bill, you no longer have access to those features of a car that you purchased. How does that work if you resell the car? If you buy a used car, you have to go, get the... this doesn't make sense to me. Digital premium package that enhances navigation, entertainment, and personalization options. Okay, let's see exactly how this works. I want to see... $11 a month. Explained. I want to see this one. Let's see. Okay, I used to own a BMW. I really liked my BMW. It was I didn't buy a new BMW. I bought a BMW at the time that was 10 years old, and I loved it. And it was a nice car. It drove well. This was way back in the day, though. I prefer Audis now, but I can't afford one of those either.
For today's video, we're going to be going over all of BMW's subscriptions. BMWs are loaded with tech, but many features are locked behind subscriptions. Today, I'm breaking down the 7
A paywall for your heated seats is crazy.
About, including what's free,
you can't even change the battery for a BMW. Here's what I'm talking about. I feel like there's workarounds for everything. If I buy something, like, okay, PlayStations, you buy a PlayStation, you take it apart, you're going to void the warranty. After a year or two, those warranties are void anyway. So, any electronic or, most things I've owned, I've taken apart completely. I have to know how it works. I want to know to fix it, clean it, all that stuff myself. I feel like it's the same with cars. I don't care how new it is or if I void a warranty. If you tell me I can't take shit apart, I'm going to take the shit apart.
It's worth paying for and what to skip.
Now,
if this is your first time on
a subscription-based model, is there a way... My first question is going to be, if I have to pay for a subscription, to get my heated seats to work. Is there a way to manually bypass it and go inside and have that shit turned on anyway? It's the first thing I'm going to look up.
We go over every single hidden tip, trick, feature in the book. So if you want to learn,
I'm empty. I'm empty.
BMW, do yourself a favor, subscribe to this channel because we're putting out content every single week.
I don't want to know about. I want to know like, not like that. I want to know the ugly scam.
You might have heard that BMW is planning to charge you for the privilege of using the heated seats.
This is crazy, dude. This is crazy.
But it's actually a lot worse than that. But first, let me explain what's going on in a bit more detail so you're all caught up. BMW has started offering trial subscriptions for a range of features you previously would have had as part of either standard.
Where this is going is eventually you're gonna AA hydrate. I mean, you know, you're gonna have to pay for a seatbelt subscription. And then, oh, you know, if you can't drive your car without a seatbelt, but you didn't pay your monthly seatbelt subscriptions, your seatbelt's going to be locked, so you're going to have to pay us $30 to drive your car. I mean, that's kind of where this shit's going to end up, right?
Or optional configurations. Things
you
like
love that Mercedes is not scummy?
Wheels,
I could see that.
Adaptive cruise control, adaptive high beams, and speed camera locations, among others. These options...
I could see some features, like, okay, navigation. You know... Jailbreak your BMW. I mean, it's going that way. I jailbreak everything anyway. The very first iPhone I ever owned, I jailbroke the shit out of that. And I was using my iPhone to stream video, to download, to do all kinds of things that iPhones and Apple would not allow you to do with the second gen iPhone I had. And I had all kinds of, you know, unsupported or, you know, developer apps and everything, like, you know, I get why some companies do it, but at the same time, it's like, don't... I get some of these features, okay? The heated seats is bullshit. If you have to pay a subscription to have heated seats, that is bullshit. It's a function of the car. Now, navigation, I can understand. Traffic, you know, navigation, you know, XM radio, all of those things, I could see those being subscription-based. But functions of the actual car, heated seats, that's bullshit.
Aren't exactly
your backup camera?
Either. With the heated seats costing £15 per month. The adaptive high beams costing another $10.
Bright lights. High beams. High beam lights. Monthly subscription. What do they want to charge you for unlimited use of your high beams? This is absolutely fucking crazy. This is absolutely crazy.
And the adaptive cruise control adding a further £35 per month. An important piece of context that most news stories have omitted about these packages is that there is an option for a one-time payment for all of the different packages. BMW calls it the unlimited option, which for the heated seats is £350.
Okay. If you... Here's my question when it comes to this. I buy a car. Do they sell a version of the car that comes with heated seats and without? And how much extra are you paying versus this model doesn't have heated seats, this model does have heated seats? Okay. Let's say they just make every single model with heated seats in them, and then they're just charging you to use them or not. That doesn't make sense to me, because it's not economically viable for them. If they're not going to put heated seats in a car no one's ever going to use, they're not going to put that extra money in. If they're not going to make the money, they're not going to put it in the car. So this tells me that you're going to buy a car, you're going to pay to have heated seats put in that car, and then you have to pay to use the heated seats. $350. I guess that's not, what is it? It's, I can't convert exchange rate in my head of, I know it's going to be more than $350 US. Maybe. Don't quote me on that.
Or just shy of 2 years worth of the monthly subscription. The other, arguably more important context is that these subscriptions, even the unlimited option, are tied to you, the current owner, and can't be transferred to...
What? You can't, man, this is like... to buy a used car and then you're like, oh, you can use none of the features? You can use none of the features without buying all the features yourself? This is a microtransaction for fucking cars. It's not micro, it's a macro transaction for fucking cars.
Quote, without the consent of BMW. On top of that, according to their terms and conditions, BMW can cancel these subscriptions and therefore disable the features with just 6 weeks notice for any reason. The most confusing part of all of this though is that you can still spec these options from factory as part of standard non-connected drive equipment, meaning that it's yours with no strings attached. So these options only apply to people who didn't spec features like heated seats or adaptive cruise control, but who BMW decided to fit those hardware modules and features anyway. That sounds confusing as hell.
It does. That's my question. That was my question.
The radar module alone is a rather expensive bit of kit that I can't imagine BMW would just decide to install in every vehicle in the hopes that later on
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
You might want to pay them for access.
It wouldn't be smart on them financially to put the same features in every vehicle, hoping that people would pay for them, because you would make a model of a car that's like fully loaded, and then you would never make that money or recoup it from the vehicle because no one's gonna fucking pay for that shit every year.
BMW will give you a free 1 month trial of
course they will.
Features,
of course they will.
Which now starts to explain BMW's motives. See, you rock up at a dealership, you look around and you decide you want, say, a 1 Series. You sit down with a salesperson who describes to you a great way
This
to
is some
save
scummy
money
shit, bro.
because,
This is some scummy shit.
The car can come with all of the features for free. Just sign here to sign up to the connected drive services and, well, 1 month after you got into your car, your heated seats start working with an error message saying you haven't paid us enough protection money. BMW would have you believe that their subscriptions are akin to Netflix. But that's far from the case.
Dude, that's some hoe shit. That's some hoe shit.
Comfortable paying for a service.
Can you imagine half the shit in your car not working because you didn't pay for it monthly? And then if you even sold the car to somebody else, none of the features of that car are going to work for them at all unless they go to BMW, sign up with their a fucking, profile, and then pay for all the shit themselves. This potentially allows the sale of one car to recoup 3-4 times what that car was worth back to the original manufacturer. What the fuck?
Like Netflix. But hearing BMW is going to nickel and dime you for the use of your heated seats makes your skin crawl.
Absolutely.
It's pretty simple. There are continued costs involved in continuing to supply new and existing content on a platform like Netflix. You aren't just paying for the director's bonuses, you're paying for their server network, their bandwidth, their continued software updates, and of course the licensing fees for existing third-party content and the production budget for their own in-house content. But what are you paying for, what are you paying BMW for with those heated seats? Oh, right, corporate profits. That's not to say that Netflix is perfect either, just to make that clear, but in the Beamer, you're paying for something that is no further cost to BMW. Now,
this is a way to make one thing you buy for in a car, like I said, some of the features I can understand. Navigation, something that's not a mechanical function of the car, a mechanical function. So, obviously, navigation is going to require, a connection, an online connection, satellite, connection. It's going to require, something like a cell phone has. But heated seats is an on or off switch powered by the vehicle. To put a paywall on mechanical functions of the car is one of the shittiest things I think I've ever seen a car dealer do. That's insane.
To the point you might be thinking, but hey, the hardware is expensive, so of course you have to pay for it. Well, you didn't decide to have that equipment installed. You didn't ask for it, but BMW chose to install it anyway. The other bad news...
That's what I was thinking in the middle. Are they going to sit there and just make all their cars have these functions and then hope to make their money back? Or can you get a BMW? Can you go buy a BMW without these features in there? Or I think they're just going to start doing just one model that has everything in it, and none of it's going to work unless you pay for it. It doesn't seem like they're going to get their money back to me, though.
Is that it isn't just BMW doing this sort of thing either. Toyota was caught up in a storm when the remote start feature just stopped working.
Toyota did?
Thanks to an elapsed 4-year trial that the second owner never knew existed. Actually, if the original owner or the buyer had picked the higher-end audio package, it would have been a 10-year trial instead. And when I say remote start, I mean with the standard radio frequency key fob. No app, no servers, just the key talking to the car.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. You know, when cars don't come with functions, you go buy a base model of a car from any manufacturer, you can go through and just add those features yourself with a third party, you know, whatever, which isn't ideal. You know, you don't want a different car fob that has, you know, a third, aftermarket buttons on it to have remote start on your car, unlock, or have a different chirping sound. You would like to have, you know, the OEM factory fob for your car to do all of the functions your car is capable of doing. I didn't know on my car that, you know, even though it did not have remote start in it, all I needed was the remote start module, which I went and purchased and installed myself, factory OEM Audi remote start module, and then my fob that I had for my car, I could just press the lock button twice and remote start my car just with one module. Now imagine having that module in your car and you can't use it because you have to pay for it monthly. That is absolutely insane. That's insane. That's insane.
Phoned home, saw the subscription wasn't paid for, and disabled the otherwise totally functional feature because a second owner didn't pay the... Well, at this point, you should probably get the joke. So why are car companies doing this? Well, that one's easy. It's to provide secure revenue streams post-sale. In the pre-subscription days, car companies made money by selling you the car, then any added services like warranties and servicing. Okay, technically the latter is generally handled by dealerships who are legally separate and which themselves pay protection money to their selective brands alongside being the ones to actually buy the cars to keep in inventory, but that's a whole other matter. We'll deal with that another time. These subscriptions then provide a way for someone like BMW to keep taking money from you, even after they've sold you the car. Even after you've sold the car, they get to keep making money on it. That's it. It's not an innovative way to solve some problem. It's a way to extract more cash at your expense.
That's crazy. I thought it was BMW that was doing... I thought it was Mercedes that was doing this. It's fucking BMW. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. I wonder if more car companies or car manufacturers are going to adopt this process or not. How you spell? I can't spell subscription. Oh yeah, that's how you do. Oh, I didn't. Why? Okay, don't look at me. Was there another any other car companies that are adopting this? Even performance modes? Oh my goodness. Could you imagine having a sports car that is no longer a sports car because you didn't pay your monthly subscription? Bro. No, oh my goodness. I feel like there's a whole generation and people that are just going to start finding a way to hack this shit and just get rid of it. Okay, so here's from the New York Post. This is just 3 years ago. BMW, GM, BMW, GM, Toyota. All doing $18 a month to turn on heated seats. General Motors, which is a lot of cars, Cadillacs, Buick, GMC. It's like I see OnStar too. OnStar, like I said, any digital features, mechanical features of the car, fuck no. Mercedes just better than BMW and die on that hill. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Mercedes is definitely just better. This is a shitty thing to do to consumers. It is a shitty thing to do. Like I said, features like OnStar, navigation, XM radio, completely understandable. But any mechanical functions of the car, including performance of the vehicle, the way it drives, heated seats, this is just gonna open the door for other things like not necessarily extreme as like seatbelt usage or not being able to buckle your seatbelt or functionality of using the car. But it could be down the road. What if you can't use your car down the road because you didn't pay your subscription? Even if you put gas in it, you put power in it, you charged your batteries, you didn't pay your monthly subscription to use the car you bought. What's up, Big Red? Just here to see what's happening. Hey, I'm going down the rabbit hole right now of BMW. How long ago was it? I know it was happening a few years ago. Charging subscription based to use a lot of their features in their cars. I was interested to see where this went as far as the... Is there anything new on it? This was 2 years ago. I want to see if anything else came out about it. Car subscription, gaslighting. This is not a fallacy. It's real. Yeah, I mean, I know this all happened this is 3 months ago. Yeah, this was BMW basically charging subscription-based plans for things like heated seats. The Toyota did it too. It's basically like microtransactions that car companies are starting to implement in their vehicles. I didn't know about the Toyota one. So Toyota basically sold a car that had remote start for trial for 4 years, and then one day your remote start on your Toyota stops working, and it's because your trial had expired, and you no longer have access to remote start functions without paying a subscription for it. If you bought the higher tier model, you get remote start for 10 years. This all started I know about 2 years ago. I was just trying to see if there was an update. I am not seeing anything new about it. Let's see. Anything this year about it? What you're really paying for? I mean, this guy's just basically describing the features for you. Is everything going subscription based? This is 3 weeks ago. This is just a...
that was coming out with a... And also, I think there had already been pushback on this because I think it was BMW.
Yeah, exactly.
That was coming out with a car that had everything preloaded. Even like upgrades to some of the features on the car that were mechanical that weren't turned on unless you paid for subscription to
what?
Heated seats, heated steering wheels, even
come on now.
Even performance mode. Like you can't use sport mode of your car without a subscription-based model. Is that's insane. Connected drive. Let's see. Heated seats. A cold cash grab. BMW's heated seat subscription.
In 2018, BMW locked heated seats behind a subscription service. $18 a month to keep your ass from freezing to your seat. There are 0 reasons to put a feature like this as a subscription. You already bought the car.
So if those heated seats fail, not only would you continue to pay a subscription, you would have to bring it to a certified BMW shop and pay a premium for your premium.
Let's just...
So even this though, they said that even if you were to get the you buy a brand new BMW, let's say you pay for the unlimited use of these features, you do like the grandfathered in, I want to have access to these features forever, and then you sell your car to somebody else, they have to repurchase those unlimited features for those cars. If BMW gets worse, they're going to get bankrupt. Dude, yeah, absolutely. This is like using video game logic on car manufacturing, not even that. I mean, microtransactions in video game, you buy a skin in the game, you own the skin forever, you get to use it forever, that the game exists. subscription-based models for car manufacturers is absolutely just insane. It's just insane. That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. This is 8 months ago. Is this they talking about? So BMW and Toyota seems to be the only ones that actually had the balls to go through with it.
So a little over a year ago, BMW was going to start making you pay for subscriptions in your car. For example, cooled seats, heated seats, and basic safety features that come standard on your vehicle.
Welcome to Nice Finance, and hopefully we can encourage each other to hang in there. If you haven't done so already, please consider liking the video, sharing the video, and also subscribing to this channel for more videos like this.
You know, something that is really insane to me as I continue living my adult life is the fact that as these new cars are being made, I'm talking about this.
There's let me see here. To me, the very first thing I would do is if it's a mechanical function of the car. Obviously, because they want you to take it to a BMW mechanic, you can't even take it to just your everyday mechanic anymore. You have to take it to a licensed BMW or whatever mechanic. You can't. No one can just work on these vehicles. That's going to be the first thing people hack. Is you're going to have to find a way around it. If I can find a way to remove a module and just connect my heated seats and make them work without your subscription based, hell yes, I'm going to do that. Even if it voids whatever warranty I had with the car with you. Let's see if there's. Let's see. Let's see if there's a way. This is the first thing I would do. How to undo it? Discontinuing. Oh, this was a year ago. Did they already get rid of it? Did they already give up on it? Did they already give up on it?
All right, more than a year ago.
I feel like I'm going to lose brain cells, bro, because what the fuck? Absolutely.
BMW was going to charge a monthly fee for
I think they already might have abandoned this. They already abandoned this model?
Back in time.
I guess they already abandoned it. Wow.
Frigid LA evening and you're cold, so you reach for the bun warmers, yet nothing happens when you push the buttons because somehow
they already abandoned it?
The monthly subscription for heated seats.
What?
No.
It isn't just a horrific prophecy.
Did they already abandon it? Hold on. Yes, BMW has abandoned its controversial subscription service for heated seats. Following significant customer backlash, BMW decided to make heated seats standard purchasable features rather than a subscription-based service. While BMW still offers subscription-based features, they will focus on software-based services like driving assistance, parking assistance, rather than hardware-based features. Wow. Wow. I mean, that didn't last fucking long, did it? That didn't last long at all. I can only imagine, the first thing I'm going to figure out how to do is disconnect whatever the fuck they did and make it work anyway. So I can't imagine how they thought that was going to play out well for them. All right, what else? Let me see. So we went down Nintendo bricking consoles for using pirated or, bricking Nintendo Switch 2s for using basically cracked copies of games. Yeah, they knew they were going to lose a lot of buyers in the Midwest. Absolutely, absolutely. BMW, we went down the Stop Killing Games initiative, which if you're not aware of the Stop Killing Games initiative, definitely catch up on Stop Killing Games. It started, basically from with this Amazon. Amazon's a hot take for me, yo. It's why I pirate everything now, is specifically because of Amazon. I do have an Amazon Prime account just because I order a lot of shit. So it comes free with an Amazon Prime Video account. And, years ago, I would start buying movies that I wanted to watch more than once. I didn't want to rent them more than once. So I would buy movies to find out only that one day the movies just disappear. It's kind of how we got down this whole tangent, which they all kind of connect. Not that the Midwest matters, but that's not, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like it's a shitty thing to do, and it makes your entire company look bad. I guarantee the guy who thought of that is no longer has a job. It's like, I got a great idea, guys. It's just disgusting to think that somebody thought that up, and then everyone thought that was a good idea. Like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. You know what? Are the people that love and support our cars? Let's charge them monthly to use the shit in our cars. Like, how is that ever going to be a good idea? How is that ever going to work out in your favor of taking the people that support your car manufacturing company and charge them monthly to use the features of a car? That's just it's just shitty all around. That's really shitty. Perfect. All right. Well, unless y'all got anything else, I went through pretty much everything I could think of. Just to recap what we did talk about, if you came in late or whatever, but we talked about the Stop Killing Games initiative. We talked about a little bit about AI generated video games and movies and TV shows. We talked about the MRI machine killing a guy in New York because he was wearing a chain. I thought that was really interesting. Got down to the new games coming out, new movies coming out. Stop Killing Games initiative. Not trying to say some terrible shit, but the motherfuckers who made the idea up probably got dropped on their heads as a child. Absolutely. I think especially in any corporate setting, which I'm just not a corporate guy. Like I've worked for corporate entities before, and to be in to be at like the big tables in the meetings, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's absolutely. As soon as I got a taste of the corporate life, I knew it didn't sit right with me because I have a fucking moral compass. And yeah, when your idea, it's a capitalism and the idea of growing a company, you have to keep making money and more money every year. You have to make more money than you did the year before, and eventually that's going to result in, nefarious, tactics of getting money from your consumers. It's going to always come down to we have to make more money this year than we did before, and it's not always going to relate to making a better product because you can't always make a better product. So then eventually you just have to, start making money whatever way you can. And the company that I worked for was a non-sales based entity. Like my job was not sales. My job was to provide a service for people that, I was an architectural designer for smart homes. I was never tried I was to design your home the way that you wanted it, lighting. If you want to walk into your wine room and toe kick lighting comes on immediately with motion sensors, or your phone tracks where you are in the house, so where you are, the light comes on, music comes on, home automation, smart homes. This is what I designed. It was never my job to try to sell you on shit you didn't need. Not everyone needs a $25,000 movie theater in their house. Not everyone needs automated, AI assistants when they walk into their home that speak to you and ask you what you want the thermostat to set at. Like, not everyone needs that, but we offered that if you did want it. Within a year or two of working for this company, my job was to sell you all this shit you didn't need because you need it. And, your house isn't going to function with that. What they call it, future-proofing your house? When you go to sell your house, they're going to want all this stuff in there, so you should just buy it now. Just buy it all now, because when you go to sell it, it'll be a a feature. You can tell people, I have all this smart home shit put in your house. You can sell it for more. No, you can't. No one's gonna want that shit. Yeah, so it was gross. Anytime you work at to me, there's just some corporate entities. They just can be very disgusting when it comes to making more money, and then the things they do to get there. Definitely, I don't miss working for that company whatsoever, at all. And even though they were paying me a ridiculous amount of money to do it, it felt gross. It felt very gross working for them. Okay, I think that's all I got. Unless I'll give it a couple minutes. If anybody else got anything else, if not, we'll revisit this next week. This is the first full stream weekly that I've done where it's just all commentary, no games. So, if you liked it, cool. If you didn't like it, I'm back to playing games Monday. Something weekly I'm trying to do. I'm basically going to be able to chop up the segments of what we talked about here and make YouTube videos from it, edit it down and make, clips from it. just to kind of stay relevant with the things that I'm interested in. You know, gaming news, movies, TV shows, world news. What the fuck is going on Earth? Did you ever go over the Wendy's versus Takis situation and people going to the hospital? Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. Appreciate it. It's gonna be like a once a week type thing. I'll go into that. Let me see. I knew about the Takis and Wendy's thing. I didn't know about people going to the hospital. I feel like the one chip challenge was sending people to the hospital. Did Wendy's Fuego meal send people to the hospital? Let me see here. Avoiding Wendy's talk. I don't even eat Wendy's. I do eat fast food sometimes. I don't eat a lot of Wendy's. I don't know why. It's not like I have anything against Wendy's. I just don't think that they. You remember doing the one chip challenge? I remember people going to the hospital over the one chip challenge. You would think, you should know right then and there that not everyone's stomach can handle spice the same. Which, by the way, I did get some bulldog ramen that someone told me to get. I'm going to be eating that this week. I don't know how hot it is. I'm going to find out. I like spicy shit. My stomach can handle it. If my stomach couldn't handle spicy shit, I probably wouldn't be eating the Wendy's Fuego meal. All right, let me check into this. Let's see. This would be a nice one to end on too. When it's just searching it. Okay, so we have a viral Wendy's Fuego meal mukbang. I don't like to see people eat. People trying it. Let me see how far before I get to people getting hurt from it. Do not buy the Wendy's Fuego meal. I feel like this is just anti-clickbait or clickbait. Hospital. Let's see. It's fine. Yeah. Dangerous. I did the one chip challenge, and the spice wasn't the worst part. So, like, one of the first things I did was it was a ghost pepper Reaper. Or was it ghost pepper? I don't know. It was ghost pepper or Carolina Reaper slider challenge. So, a local restaurant had a slider challenge with either, I don't know if it was Carolina Reaper or ghost pepper. I do not remember. But if you ate like more than 3, you got on the board. And then like the record, I think, was like 10 or something like that. I ate 1. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like it was good. It was a little bit painful. Obviously my face was red and I was sweating, but it was like, 45 minutes of uncomfortableness and I was fine. It wasn't like, but could I have eaten 12? I don't think so. Let's see what this one says. This is the first one I found. Oh, dude's in the hospital. Now, is it really
pescatarian, so I wouldn't really be eating this anyways, but I figured...
Is there 2 things playing?
Figured I'd warn you guys, don't get the Wendy's Takis meal. Over the past 24 hours here on TikTok, I've scrolled across...
Yeah, local restaurants they have a little bit more free will with some food challenges and shit than like chain or, franchises do. They have it's a little bit scary. You go to those hole-in-the-wall places that have food challenges. Watch out for the spicy ones. You have to sign a waiver. You're giving away all legal ramifications of anything that happens to you. I definitely had to sign a waiver to eat these fucking sliders.
Videos that have been a little concerning. They show people laying down in hospital beds, stating that you should avoid the Wendy's Takis Fuego meal at all costs. Now, a lot of people love spicy food. There's tons of reviews on this, and none of these people have ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
So my first
case
thought
by
here
case
was
basis.
that this is potentially some sort of guerrilla marketing tactic
Ooh,
to make people
okay.
want to try this forbidden food.
Ah.
What are the odds that multiple people are posting on TikTok not to eat this? The other alternative explanation, which realistically
stomach ulcers,
the
yeah.
case, is that these people had pre-existing stomach
Yep.
ulcers, and the
That's what I was
spicy
thinking of.
meal made them worse, or they experienced extreme acid reflux from the spicy food that they might have thought was some sort of heart attack and went to the hospital from there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Oh, the guerrilla marketing tactic is actually kind of a nice take on that. That's interesting. I know when the one chip challenge hospitalized somebody, like an elementary school kid died, I think. You saw those one chips disappear from every place. I mean, they had them all over the gas station, and then on one day they were just all gone. Now, the kid that died, I think, did have like some sort of pre-existing condition or ate a bunch of them. But I didn't know if the Wendy's one was like the guerrilla marketing tactic. That's actually kind of genius. It's like, oh, don't eat this. It's sending people to the hospital, so more people go and eat it. That's actually a genius level marketing for today's age. Can I type today or no? I guess I can't type at all ever. I think its workers probably could also put too much on it. Yeah. Closer view of the chips packaging is right. Yeah, that's one I remember. A 14-year-old boy from Massachusetts died a few hours after he took the challenge. After that, they disappeared from every shelf I've ever seen. Now, I thought he ate more than one. Cardiopulmonary arrest linked to ingestion of high concentration. 10th grader in September 1st, 2023. I know this because like my kid was like telling me at lunch there was like kids eating like in a bunch of these at lunch. Like they'd bring up boxes of them. They pull boxes out of their backpacks and just start putting them on and saying which kid would eat it all. I thought he might have eaten more than one. Let's see. Did it say how many he ate? There's got to be a lot of sodium in them bitches. Absolutely. So I think his specifically was related to his heart. So it wouldn't have anything to do with the chip or the spiciness. It had to do with his actual, heart. Something happened from it. Underlying health conditions. Increased reports in teens not heeding these warnings. As a result, the product adhered to food and safety standards abundance. Voluntary removal from the shelves in September 2023 and has been discontinued. Does it say how many he ate? I thought he might have eaten more than one. An enlarged heart and congenital defect. Oh, so he had a heart defect already. Well, that's not the chip's fault. That's not their fault at all. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Cool. Well, those of you who stuck out and enjoyed, yeah, absolutely. Appreciate everyone for the input, the feedback, and the going along with the tonight's stream commentary. I'll be doing these once a week or so with either just new events, current events, anything to do with news, anything that's relevant, anything that you guys want to see. Definitely. I appreciate all those that contributed. No late stream. I like to say thank you, Big Red. This is not tonight. So like tomorrow, I'm getting the rest of tonight and tomorrow. I'll be editing and doing like at least 18 hours of editing, and then I've been doing early streams. So during the week, I stream at like 4 a.m. to like 6 or 8 or 10. And then 2 or 3 nights a week, I do an evening stream. And then Friday nights, I'm doing a gaming stream where like last night, I did mouthwashing and I played mouthwashing. So Friday nights will always be a start to finish gaming stream. And then Saturdays, I'm going to try to do stuff like this. And then, I'm working on a consistent schedule and what the content of those days entail. Saturday nights, I just, I'm going to be doing stuff like this on Saturdays. I appreciate that. So yeah, this is the end of my week of streaming. The only time I may do like a long 8 to 10 hour stream on Saturdays again is if, like I'm playing I'm doing Resident Evil. So like if I get to like, a Friday night where I play you know, a Resident Evil game and I play for 6 to 8 hours and don't beat it, there's a large possibility I'll want to beat it the very next day. You know, so if you know, Friday and Saturday nights, a long game, like a 9, 12, 16-hour game, most likely I'll do, you know, Friday and Saturday night back to back, and that would be, you know, a long stream. I've been doing shorter streams just for, you know, the 8 to 10 hour streams can be exhausting, and then I find myself not able to do as many of them. So I am trying to do double streams during the week, 3 hours, 4 hours in the morning, 3 or 4 hours in the evenings that I can. And then Fridays are going to be like my longer style streams, depending on the game that I'm playing. And then, of course, anything that has to do with, why is that? Okay, that's fine. Oh, the dogs moved it. Anyway, appreciate all those that contributed. Appreciate it, Connor. Yeah, and I'm trying to work on a consistent schedule. So, you know, that way you know whatever kind of content you're looking for from this channel, you know when to find it. If it's Phasmophobia or horror gameplay, it's these times of the day and these days of the week. If it's like longer style, you know, games like, you know, I'm doing the Resident Evil run, Resident Evil 0 till Resident Evil 9 comes out. That'll be, you know, more like, you know, Fridays or Saturdays where I do like an all day stream to try to beat the game in one day. And then, you know, we'll see. We're getting there. I'm trying to make a more consistent schedule for the content that I'm making. So appreciate all those that contributed and enjoyed. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. If you guys liked it, I'll definitely do more of them. Yuri. Tell Malone to say hi. Let's see. Malone. Mr. Maloney says hello back. It's Mr. Maloney's. Little Maloney's. He's been nice and comfy and just chilling. Say hi, Maloney's. Okay. Anyway, yep. Yuri. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. And then I'll see you guys in the next one. I think the next time I stream is going to be... I'll be doing the schedule tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be very active in Discord. If you guys want to hop into Discord and say whatever, I'll be on Discord all day. And then I'll be posting the schedule for the entire next week of streams. Sunday as well. So you'll see the entire week of next week, what's going to be streamed and when it's going to be streamed and what it's going to be. So you can kind of see, oh, if you want to watch this, it'll be this day. If you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to show up that day. And then I'll go from there. So appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good night. Bye. I'm at a loss for words. Slightly. I do not know. I guess it's twins. Just some really, really docile twins. Or I missed some. I overlooked something majorly. I just majorly overlooked something that I missed. Need two of them, right? Nope, that one didn't count. Okay. Eat. I don't know. Thank you. God, like how long were you gonna make me wait for it? How long are you gonna make me wait for it? God. Pain in the ass right there.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Alright, am I supposed to open this on like, am I supposed to open everything like on stream? I'm confused. Okay, so we have a beautiful package that almost like disappears. I would think because you can kind of see how this fades in and out. It is made with an antimatter, you know, antimatter coating. You can see how like out here in space, it's being phased in and out of this reality. So it's definitely antimatter. Shade fitting. Okay. That's okay. I think we're gonna leave that one off the stream. We're gonna leave that one where it is. We'll that one will be on the other stream. That will be on the other channel. The other channel where we can do stuff like that. That's on the other channel. So it starts with an O and ends with something else. All right, let's see what else is in here. Okay. Oh, okay. Books. I love books. All right, so we got some more books to add to the collection here. Let me trophy time. I'm not letting this thing elude me another night. Tonight we'll be showing patience and perseverance. Tonight I'll show you my PP. Calling this. This is it right here. I can feel it in my ghost bones. This is the one. Escape a hunt, cleanse, and capture photos. These are droids you've been looking. These are the droids I've been looking for. William Barber, you're about to be my bitch. Fucking interaction? Are you shitting me? Oh man, this sucks. I can rule this one off. I don't feel like it was this one. I don't feel like it switched rooms at all. Regular blinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for
What? What? Yo! I told you it was gonna be tonight. I just got the fucking trophy, yo. GG's. Just listen to that beautiful, beautiful perseverance and patience pay off. You hear that sound? That's the sound of patience and perseverance. Oh yeah, man. That's what we came for. That's what we came to do. We called it, before the night even started, we said it was gonna be tonight. All it took was a little bit of patience and perseverance. I'm gonna let that roll. I'm gonna let that ride. The sound of patience and perseverance. It takes a while. It's a long listen. It's a real long listen. Patience and perseverance. Apocalypse. Let's go take a look. That is a thing of beauty. I thought, oh wait, 2 trophies. There's supposed to be 3? Is it 2 gold ones? What happened? I'm a little confused why there's only 2 trophies. Is that the bronze and the gold? Why wouldn't I get the silver? Oh, no, I got all 3. I don't know why it's not showing up, but I have all 3. Patience and perseverance. Patience. Office room.